Okay, I believe we are live, Larry. Let me know. I'm not sure if we are or we ain't. You know, I never know. Never truly know. I think we're live. Chat, let me know if we're live. Let me know if we're live. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear my voice. Let me know if you can see the things I'm saying. We're live. Hello, everyone. I'm not sure. And welcome. Oh, snap. Oh no. You know, I never know. Oh no. I'm not muted in the background. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Hello, and welcome everyone to another episode of the TOPT call-in streams, the show where we get you guys to jump into our Discord's voice channel and spit your theories, rant about whatever, ask us questions, and honestly just talk about One Piece or any other anime. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, this is something that we tried to do on the regular pods more often, but we always struggle to get the calls, so we decided to create a stream dedicated specifically to call-ins for the people. And I did want to say huge shout out to our guy Broker, who seemingly has reintegrated himself into the Discord community again for 2026. My guy, the call-in streams was his idea. I don't know if I ever told you guys that. I know I said it the other day, but it was an idea he hit me with on the side on Discord, and I was like, maybe we can incorporate that. We'll see what we can do. But shout out to him. I'm really hyped to see the return of Broker. He said he got a dope theory for me today. I am alive. He's in the chat too. Guys, if you haven't already, please like the stream. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. As you guys know, we do our calls for Discord tiered members only. You can get your way in on this with a donation from somebody or yourself. If somebody donates on YouTube, you'll be able to get yourself in if they highlight you specifically, or if they donate $5 or more, or if somebody donates a gifted membership or more. So essentially, every few memberships, you'll be able to have some people into the call waiting room. So if you aren't a Discord tier member of Warlord or higher, jump into the call waiting room. There's always a lot of people who are willing to donate people in, to hear people's takes and theories and things like that. That's one of the things I really do like about our community. People don't have the option to pay their way in. A lot of times people just do that for others. So that's really dope. But in general, if you want to have a guaranteed spot to give a call on these streams, become a Warlord or higher member of the Discord, and we'll get you in here. Let us know your rant, your theory, your thought process. You can ask me or Larry anything. Larry is here with me today. I don't know how long he's staying. He told me he has some family obligations he's going to have to get into, but I'll open up to Larry if he wants to say something to the chat right now.
No, don't have much to say. 6:30, guys. 6:30. I'm going to have to step away for like half an hour. So apologies on that. But after the half an hour, I'm going to be right back. So if I'm not here and you want to speak to me directly, I apologize.
Holy crap, Broker. Oh my God. We were just talking about making sure Broker got in, and this man donates 50 gifted memberships as soon as we start the stream. Jesus, man. Broker, thank you so much for the generosity, man. We've missed you so much, bro. That's a lot. It's truly an honor. We'll make sure you get in here ASAP, bro. But Larry, man, 50 gifted from Broker. First time back. Hey, he's already wilding out, man. Already wilding out.
Thank you, Broker. Good to have you back. You didn't need to gift subs, but just glad you're here, bro.
He said, Larry, have my babies in the chat.
I'm sorry. I can't speak.
Yes, if you guys are receiving any of these memberships that Broker donated, please throw the Nakama fist up for the boy, man. It's been a while. Glad to have him back. Can't wait to get him in here. Can't wait to hear his voice once again. Yeah, we actually had a couple more super chats that came in. We'll get to them real quick before we get into the actual takes, streams, and takes and oh my God, that's what I'm looking for. Theories and questions. So we got 5 from Jabby89. It says, do we assume Shanks holds a road poneglyph that Luffy needs? And if so, is Luffy fighting Shanks over it, or is he handing it over? Okay, so I believe that the final road poneglyph that Luffy will need, well, I used to believe it was on Elbaf, and that it would have been something that Shanks already had, so that Shanks would have one, he'd have the final one that Luffy would need, and they would have to do battle over it, whether it would be actually heated, or whether it would be something along the lines of a Davy back fight or something like that. In general, I would say I think he has it, because if he doesn't, then like what has Shanks been doing all this time? Just chilling? Like I know he just got 2 from Kid, right? I think Kid had 2 poneglyphs. He got 2 from there. Luffy would have a third one, I believe, that he doesn't have. I don't know. To me personally, I would like it if Shanks had that final road poneglyph and then him and Luffy fought over it. Now, the added twist to that is the notion that they already have some semblance of beef stirring up, because in general, Luffy and Luffy's crew, like Barto, got beef with Shanks and he got ran down on. So at the minimum, I think a Luffy versus Shanks is coming. I just don't know exactly how Oda's going to play it. I would prefer it to be some level of hostility, whether it's, even if it's a Davy back fight, I do want them to fight on some level, right? Like, I don't think it should be all, oh, hey, man, you gave the hat back and it's happy. No, I think they should scrap. And I think that's why Oda implemented the Bartolomeo situation, where Shanks has now attacked one of Luffy's friends, and Luffy will have to retaliate in kind because he's a real pirate. And if he's a great pirate, you don't just let that stuff happen. You don't just let other pirates body your friends because whatever. It doesn't matter what Barto ended up doing. Even if he was in the wrong, technically you're my man's and you got bodied by another pirate. I got to stand up for you. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know if you have anything for that, Larry, but thank you, Jabby. All right, nothing from Larry. All right, we got another 3 months at Gunko status, our highest tier of membership, from Guap 2KTV. It says, what's up, Nakamas? Love the content, guys. Been watching since middle of last year. Love the community. Hashtag SebiWebby. Hashtag LairBear. Hashtag Twins Be Wildin'. Thank you for being here so long. Yonko's our highest tier of membership, so you get access to all of our dope emojis on YouTube. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Yes, the Twins do be wildin'. I'm glad y'all are starting to see it more, because me and Larry have known for a while that the Twins be wilding out. They just don't let their wild takes run rampant on the pods all the time, right? It's been recent, but they've been tripping a little bit recently. So we got another 5 from Slimy. It says, use this money for someone else. Seb, who are your top 5 favorite characters in Kingdom? Oh man, thank you so much. Shout out to Kingdom. Shout out to anybody who's reading Kingdom. My top 5 favorite characters, it changes pretty often, but I'm a huge Kanki fan. I am a huge Shin fan. I'm a big Ohan fan. I love Osen, so I need one more to get in there, right? Oh man, I love Sei. I love Aoki. I love Dukyu. Damn, there's so many, bro. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Shohei-kun, the main strategist of the Kingdom, the one that always stays back. I really have always enjoyed his scenes. But if Riboku's in your top 5, you're doing it wrong. I'll tell you that. All right. We got another 20 gifted memberships from Villain D Juice. 70 gifted to start the stream. Jesus, guys. Thank you so much for all the generosity. We really, really, really appreciate that. Throw the Nakama fists up for Villain and Broker for the gifted donations of people's being able to get in here. With that, we should be able to get a decent amount of people in. Let me do the math here. It's always a little more difficult with the gifteds, but it's well worth it. It gets more of you guys in here. So thank you guys. Okay. Sorry, doing a little bit of math. All right. With that, we should be able to get a couple people in here. We'll go over it later. But we did get another 5 from Aliyatu Sabe. It says, finally got to sit down and watch the top 30 in full. Please ban Lionel from using the word leakage or sit him for 10 pods like Adam Silver did Ja. Listen, man. It wasn't just the leakage. It was everything that came around it, right? Lionel said some things. He stood 10 toes. Just know, me and Larry tried to talk to him off the stream. He said 10 toes on it. So I don't know what to tell you, man. Some people scale differently than others. That's all I could say. That's all I could say. So, yeah. All right. Let's get some people in here, man. Larry, you want to start with Broker? Considering he donated the 50? I don't even know if Larry's here. Whatever.
Yeah, let's start it with Broker.
All right. Broker, my man. Are you there?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
There we go. There he is. There's the boy. How's it going, man? It's been so long, bro.
It has been a long, long time. 6 months.
Jeez, man. We missed you, bro.
I am back now, and I'm stronger than ever.
Broker's return.
I'd watch that movie.
All right. Yeah, man, talk to us. I know, again, thank you for even putting this idea in my head. So I just want to shout you out for that.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
My pleasure. Episode 13, so unlucky for some. We'll see how it goes. Right, so Blackbeard Pirates. For those who don't remember, the chapter where we see it's the Blackbeard Pirates versus the Heart Pirates with Law, etc. The double panel we get where we see all the different transformations, etc. That chapter so far, and as of now, what we're at 1170, is the biggest dump of Devil Fruit information we ever get in one chapter. We not only get to see every Blackbeard Pirate's Devil Fruit in action, obviously with the exception of Lafitte, who wasn't there, but we get names for them as well. We get the actual explicit names told to us in the chapter. I mean, we still haven't had that until with the Rocks Pirates flashback. We still hadn't had that for characters like Kid. I mean, we worked out what it did, but we never had an official name. The reason that bothers me a bit, not only about it, makes me think, is because now when we do finally get the Blackbeard Pirates versus the Straw Hats, and it's the 1v1s, all the matchups that we know are going to happen, Doc Q versus Chopper, Usopp versus Van Alger, etc. As readers, we don't really have anything left to be surprised by when it comes to the Blackbeard Pirates and how they're going to fight. I mean, the strong fruit kind of speaks for itself. The warp fruit, same thing. They're really cool powers, but we don't really have anything left to be like shock and awe. I think the way Oda's going to get around that is that when Aokiji, the 10th Titanic captain, when he finally lets his true allegiance be known, whether he's working for the Revs, whether he's working for Sword, whatever it is, when he finally turns against Blackbeard, however that turns out, when he's gone, whether he dies or escapes, whatever, I think his replacement is going to be York. I think York is going to fulfill the same sort of role that Frankie has on the Straw Hats, where he's the one who does the technology, works on the ship, etc. As far as we know, the Blackbeard Pirates don't have a shipwright at the moment. They don't have that scientist. I think that's going to be York, and that York will end up being the 1v1 fight we get for Frankie at the end of the series, and it'll be like a battle of technology where it's like the way Frankie what surpasses Vegapunk in a way is that the things he invents to fight York end up beating her. His inventions beat that of Vegapunk basically. But what I think York's major thing is going to be is that, as we've seen so far with Yonko crews, they always have a gimmick. Like Big Mom's crew had the food sort of gimmick and the Alice in Wonderland feel. Kaido's was all about Zoan fruits and the Smile fruits. I think Blackbeard's fruit is going to be basically an army of people using green blood. I think that York, because remember, we know York's dream. She wants to be a celestial dragon. If Blackbeard becomes king of the world, he's basically the de facto emu, so all of the people below him, his crew members, they would be celestial dragons. Not maybe in name, they might not keep the name, but in terms of their power and what they have, it's exactly the same. So York's dream really aligns with Blackbeard's. And I think that not only is she going to give some of the fodder, weaker power, green blood fruits, like the swim fruit, etc., but she's going to give the Blackbeard Pirates themselves, she'll give them all one extra Devil Fruit power by bypassing the rule of two things, by one of them being done by green blood and one of them being their natural devil fruits. And I think that some of the ways that could be really interesting is like characters like Shiryu. So Shiryu has the invisibility fruit. Once Zoro uses like some form of observation or future sight, which we know he's already starting to get, it's kind of bypassed. Invisibility is cool. It's like an extra hidden thing, but once they know the way around it, it's kind of pointless.
Right.
I think that Shiryu, when let's say that Zoro's fighting Shiryu and Zoro lands a killing blow, turns around, and it turns out that not only is he invisible, but he's also made of diamond. And that all of the attacks that Zoro launches, now they don't do anything. And that thing back from Alabasta, when Mr. One asks him if he's going to cut diamond and he says there's no need, now there is a need. There's a need to know how to do it. And he has to work out how he's going to do that as the fight goes on. And I think like Pizarro, who has the island fruit, we saw its weakness with Kobe, right? Where if you are connected to the part of the island that you're using, you take the same amount of damage. I think a cool additional fruit for him to have would be Pika's devil fruit, the earth fruit, so that when he does take that damage, he can just move his body into a different part of the island and bypass that weakness. Doc Q, I think, will get the shadow fruit, because that already has personal resonance for Chopper, because Chopper hated Hogback for putting people's bodies to use that way. And the sick fruit combined with the shadow fruit is extremely powerful. You make all the people you're fighting sick, you kill them, you take their shadows, and you put them in other people's dead bodies. It opens up so many possibilities.
I'm interested in this. Now, I do ask, with York already being tied to the world government now, right? Recruited, kind of.
No, she's held hostage at the moment. No, she's a hostage. Remember, she was captured by who was the people who were like cleaning up at the end of Egghead? Because remember, she's been taken to Merijois. She's at the bottom of Merijois. That was the last time we see York. But she wasn't there willingly. She was taken.
Hold on, let me go look at this, because I'm not remembering that at all. Hold on now.
Because remember, when they said two things. They said don't destroy punk records and don't kill York.
Yeah.
They didn't say like take her home, we'll be your friend, because remember, York already knows that the world government lied to her once. They already promised her she could be a celestial dragon, and then she found out she'd been betrayed. So she has no allegiance to them, once bitten, twice shy. She's not going to believe them if they say it a second time. She's a Vegapunk. She's extremely intelligent. She knows how people work.
I gotta go back and read that, man. I thought York was just on the ship going to the world government, man. I thought they got their Vegapunk out of this whole bag.
I'm saying, but it doesn't look like she's there willingly.
So you're saying Blackbeard would free her in exchange for like power? Okay.
We already kind of know that there's going to be some move that Blackbeard makes towards Merijois, right? Because that's what it's kind of one of the reasons why what's her name, Katarina Devon, would copy Saturn. It's like it's one of those things. And again, we know he wants to go to Reverie. Because he wants to be an allied nation.
Yeah. So that's where I was going with this, where you have it as York, Blackbeard recruiting York more accurate or more likely or seemingly. I was thinking similar to how, you remember in Dressrosa where the Admiral pulled up, where Fujitora pulled up on Doflamingo and basically asked Law if Luffy was a subordinate of his now, because he would get clemency or immunity if Luffy was underneath Law, because Law is a warlord. I was thinking it might be something along those lines, where it's like, okay, this is my other avenue to get that clemency that I want, that kingship that I want. I would go through York, but I don't know. I kind of like it.
It just because at the moment now it's like knowing the person that's going to be the final fight. It's like already knowing what superpower they have. Once you know, part of the mystery is gone. Whereas if what I would really like is that if the Straw Hats think they know what the enemy's fruits are, even before they fight, like if they, again, Robin is the sort of one where if they know they're going to be up against the Blackbeard pirates, Robin and Jinbei would research what sort of fruits they would all have, right?
Right.
So the Straw Hats, like us, are going to know going in what to be, what to prepare for.
I do like that added twist of like the green blood being another avenue. I have a theory about like how Blackbeard's able to have 2 devil fruits, and this would be I would like it for like the rest of the crew to be able to have 2 devil fruits in a different way. You know, that'd be pretty cool.
So again, it goes back to the very first theory I ever phoned in with you guys nearly 4 years ago now. And that was where I think Blackbeard's final fruit is going to be the Boa's fruit. And it'll be Boa's fruit will turn out to be another one that's been misnamed, where instead of it being just the weird love fruit, it's actually a snake zoan, which again the world government thought it was, because remember they gave the Sandersonian sisters, the 3 of them, they gave them snake zoans just so they could mock the way they looked. We find that out in Boa's flashback at Amazon Lily. So why would they give her a love fruit, which she could have easily used to escape? I think it's actually a mythical zoan, and that Boa knows that, but she refuses to use it for 2 reasons. One, she's obsessed with how beautiful she is. She is basically she is the story of Medusa, where she believes herself to be the most beautiful person in the world, and then she's cursed for it. So she already has that gimmick, but also it would give her PTSD for back when she used to have to do it for the entertainment of her slave masters. And that's why even when it means her own life, like when fighting Blackbeard, she refuses to use that part of the power. However, Blackbeard wouldn't give a damn about that. He would not care. And again, having Blackbeard be this giant serpent also shows back to when we see the sun god fighting a multi-headed serpent in Skypiea on the wall in the engravings.
Okay. Hey, man. It's definitely interesting.
There you go.
Larry, I see you jumped off mute. I don't know if you got something for that. Oh, he jumped back on mute. All right. Yeah, we might not have Larry for real. But Broker, it was a pleasure to have you in, man, and have you call, bro. Gotta be I know it's later for you out there. Definitely need you to pull up to more of these. I know the timing isn't always perfect.
I will be at every single one.
I appreciate that, bro.
It was my idea. I've got to be here.
That's true. That's true. Broker, I want to say congrats again for not only calling the Ratatosker or the devil fruit theory
the hammer,
inside the hammer.
Yes. Usopp's gonna get it. The final bit of that, Usopp will get it. The giant owl will use the devil fruit power to make it smaller, and it will go on the ship with them. That's how it'll end.
Okay. Congrats on getting that one right. And congrats on winning the Vegapunk Theorist of the Year award, bro.
Thank you so much to everyone that voted for me. Thank you so much. It means everything. It really does. Thank you.
Well, hey, man, have a good night.
And you, man. Take care.
Always good to hear from Broker, man. All right. Next up, another contender for Theorist of the Year. Big pause on a puppy. NYCAnimeNerd, man. I know you said you had to get in here a little earlier because you have a stream later. Talk to me, man. You there?
Here, let me just get off YouTube so I can hear.
Okay.
Sorry. Yo, Larry, I missed you last week. I had a good one, bro.
Yo, he was cooking. I don't know if Larry's here. I know he's got some stuff going with his family, but he was cooking.
It's done. I said, where's Larry?
I'm here.
Larry.
There we go.
My stuff's really quiet. I can't really hear you guys at all.
No?
But I'll go for it anyways. So I have okay, there we go now. So I believe I made a mistake on what the fruit is. I thought it was going to be the model Earth God Heimdall.
Mm-hmm.
But now I believe it's the Toru model. It's the Toru model.
Nerd, you're coming in really choppy for me, man. Can you?
So in Norse mythology, there is Rooster.
Nerd. You're coming in really choppy for us. We can't really hear you. Can't make out what you're saying too much.
Now, why this ties in to time hill? Is it really choppy? You know what? Can you let somebody? I'm on mobile. Can you let someone else go to my computer?
Okay. Yeah, ping me when you get to your computer. Let me know. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Could not hear him at all. But yeah, we'll wait on Nerd when he gets back. I'll go down the list. Next up, Fallen Shinobi. Shinobi, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
How's it going,
Sorry,
man?
guys. What's up, man?
Chilling. It's a good day.
Oh, yes, it is. Well, no, I just didn't really have anything to say. I just get on here to kind of look for the guys, but we appreciate the stream. That's pretty much all I got to say to y'all. I just kind of get on here to listen to the theories in the community.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate it. You have a rant, something you want to get off your chest, a question you want to ask me, Larry, anything, man. You're here.
Nah, man, I'm still hating on this Baltimore loss, so I'm just gonna sit in my little
dude. Yo, so one of my best friends has had huge money on the Steelers winning the Super Bowl this year. I'm talking like if they win the Super Bowl, he has like a $2 million payout based off of a couple different bets. So he was sweating that parlay so crazy. And I'm watching like, yo, it looks like the Ravens are gonna pull this, bro. I'm sorry, like, I don't know what to tell you. And it went down that way, bro. Missed kicks, second touchdowns. Like, that was the craziest fourth quarter I've seen in years, bro. And it went down like that.
I gotta go to work. Okay, I had a bet with one of my Steeler fans at work. If the Steelers won both games, I gotta wear a Steeler jersey.
Oh,
you know, so I got 10 hours of sitting here with people laughing at me. So I'm hating it. So I can't do nothing, man. I was hoping all this season it was going bad. It looked good, and then, of course, it always comes down to that last game.
Yeah, man. I mean, as a Ravens fan, man, I know it's tough for you. Yeah, I've had some heartbreaking losses over the last 8 years. I feel like somebody was.
It's always something, and they keep blaming Lamar. And I just got a notification about 10 minutes ago that they fired the head coach.
I saw that.
So I don't even know what's going to happen next year.
Listen, as a Giants fan, I'll take Harbaugh, bro. Let me rock. We'll take Harbaugh off your hands. You know what I'm saying? I want some stability.
Hey, it's okay because I don't think we're gonna keep Derrick Henry another year. We'll take Scatterboo when he gets better.
Bring him over. I keep my white boy, man. That's my guy.
No. You want our coach, man? We're gonna need something.
Listen, y'all let him go. We don't got to trade for him no more. We just throw him some money. All right.
Okay, we'll see.
Shinobi, thank you, man, and have a good one.
You too, man.
All right. Next up, let's get Alkhazar in here. Alkhazar, are you there?
What's up, guys?
How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Little tired, but I'll be all right.
Yeah. All right. So I just wanted to share something about kind of like what I think of Emu's powers, essentially. Yeah. So trying to like summarize a lot. So basically this all encompasses souls, and we know how important souls are to the story. So we also know that the soul is a real and usable thing. Vegapunk has even like measured it. And we have seen through Big Mom's fruit directly that the soul can be extracted and used for other purposes than just, inside somebody's body. Like she can use it to extract somebody's lifespan. She can essentially use the soul for other different purposes. So we know the soul can be repurposed through Big Mom's fruit, whether it be, even if it's just through Devil Fruit's power. We also know that sacrifice is extremely important in the story. If you go back to the the Shandians were doing sacrifice to appeal to their gods, to satisfy their gods. Um, and the Shandians, they had a strong connection to the ancient kingdom. Yet the ancient kingdom was the most advanced kingdom ever, yet they weren't the most advanced kingdom, but they were connected to the ancient kingdom, which was supposed to be this like utopia, like the Jetsons. But they're living like a native tribe, which is such a mismatch, and it gets me thinking. At the same time, they were doing sacrifice. So I wonder if this sacrifice was a part of the ancient kingdom's technology. And this is what made them so advanced, because they were harnessing the power of people's souls. We also know that souls like the souls of a conqueror, it has more potent energy, it has more potent power. It can probably be repurposed for more exotic things. If you go back, you look at the mural on Elbaf, you see people going down into the earth.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like some form of sacrifice. So basically, which leads me to believe, through just a lot of different indicators, that the ancient kingdom derived their power from mixing technology with harnessing the power of souls. And I also think, and this is more of a Hail Mary, but this is kind of like to wrap up my theory. I think Mu's power is based off of harnessing the souls. And I also think that, like, you know how the yokai that the Gorosei forms are, it was never revealed to be devil fruits. And we see the white cloaks versus the black cloaks. It's possible that the white cloaks are people who sacrifice themselves willingly. Maybe those were like, people who are more aligned with the D's, because we see Killingham, who is clearly a villain, but he has a white cloak. So maybe it's not about the individual who has the power, but how that power was derived from. Maybe the Killingham, that power, because Oda has said these powers came from creatures that were alive. That was a creature who gave up its life willingly. And the yokai, those are or these darker forms. These are people who sacrificed themselves and gave themselves up unwillingly, and they kind of died in pain. Imu, I think that Imu isn't powerful per se. Like, Imu borrows that power from all of the souls that Imu has harvested over the years, and it's mostly people who didn't want to die for Imu. And maybe Joy Boy derived their power, was created from a lot of people willingly giving up their lives to create something to protect everybody. So yeah,
that's really interesting, Alkhazar. I guess my question is, you compared it to Big Mom with her rounding up souls, right? Question would be, how is Imu rounding up the souls in this way?
Okay, so maybe they can be done in multiple ways, right? So what I believe now, I think what it indicates, maybe a lot of Imu's power comes from those first 20 kings. Maybe these were really strong people, and these were souls that Imu harvested. And this is like most of where Imu's power comes from. Fighting Imu is like fighting those 20 conquerors in the beginning, who were those 20 kings in the beginning. And then maybe now, like people like Gunko, or like these other people that Imu Domi reverses, maybe Imu can steal a piece of their power and like harness a piece of their souls too as well. So through Domi reverse, through these contracts, Imu can also harvest other pieces of other people's souls.
Okay, I like that. I like it through the contracts. I think it was more to put out the Imu has the Sea Devil's devil fruit, and that's why he's able to use contracts and covenants and grant people powers and manipulate people's minds and things like that. I thought that was an interesting one, but I like this too.
I'm on an Earth God with Imu right now. I'm on an Earth God.
Earth God. Okay.
Yeah. I don't really have like much reason why, besides when I saw the form, it just reminded me of Satan. Like the shadow form just reminded me of Satan. So and I think that any other god, it just doesn't match Mu. The only other god I feel like matches Mu is the forest god. But again, it's just kind of my opinion. I can vaguely see the sea god as well, but I just think that's Poseidon and Shirahoshi.
Yeah, I think it's. If I had to guess what the sea god would, I would say it's Poseidon or Shirahoshi. As far as the other gods, it's a little early. I mean, it's not early really in the game, but like Oda hasn't really leaned that hard into the god stuff as far as like who's gonna represent what. Just kind of Luffy and maybe like even with Shirahoshi, we're kind of guessing, right? So I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ready for that piece of it, but I would assume Emu should be representative of at least one of them, or something even more dangerous potentially. So.
Be very surprised if Emu wasn't connected to one of these guys somehow, some shape, some form.
No, that's a good theory, man. I can't lie.
Thank you. And, I think it also complements your resonance theory with how you said that the will of the fruits, if they match, you can share. Maybe it's like that, like people who sacrifice themselves willingly versus unwillingly, or even, like something with that. Yeah. But all right, yeah. It's always a pleasure to be on here. And I appreciate the community that you guys have garnered.
Alkhazar, before you dip, Larry, I saw you jumped off mute and I think I heard you. Did you have something for Alkhazar?
Listen, man, the ancient kingdoms seem more like they had to be taken out every single day.
Right?
You're gonna find a way to justify Emu's BS every time, bro. It's crazy.
Dude, why was the Shankians like? Why did the Ancient Kingdom stop that? Like, hey, you guys can't just be killing each other for us, Like, how do you justify that? Then you look at Elbaf, right? They were going around terrorizing people. They have a tie to the Ancient Kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
The only people that make the Ancient Kingdom look good is the fishermen. They don't bother nobody.
Okay. I mean,
they bother me.
Wow. Okay.
Those are the kindest creatures on the planet.
They bother me. All right. Alkhazar, that was dope, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for being prepared.
Always. Yeah. See you guys later. Peace.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say this. That theory was so far like off the edge of the cliff, but it was like he had 1 foot off.
Listen, man. It's One Piece, bro. The 1% are real, man. They happen every day. Every day. Somebody called Ratatoska or something probably a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're not wrong. You just early, man.
Okay, bro. Everybody gonna start coming to Emu's side a little bit more.
We'll see, bro.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Did you catch him? He said Lord Emu, or he said Lord Mu.
For a second, he called him Mu, and then he said Lord Mu at one point, and I was like,
yeah, I was feeling that shit. I was like, hell yeah,
what?
Bro. You know what's up?
What's wrong with you, bro? Oh man! All right, let's get Miracle D Mayo in here. Mayo, you there?
They put me in here.
Mayo, what's up, bro? Mayo?
Yo.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, what up? All right. So, how y'all feel about Ragnir joining the ship instead of Loki? Usopp's about to... Hold on.
Oh, man. I don't know about that one, dog. We'll see.
Loki is the only person who needs to stay in Elbaf. But what happens when Loki gets to be made the bad guy again? What happens when Usopp tries to save the children that we have no context over for the last 4 or 5 months, and Ragnir sees that Usopp is worthy of the future of Elbaf, that there will always be a protector with Usopp. We don't see ever where we get Loki protecting anybody. Everybody in Elbaf thinks Loki is this terrible person, this horrible being. The only person who would kind of know about it would be his dad, Ja, but nobody else. You know what I mean? But who is always talking good about Elbaf? Who is always trying to become a brave warrior of the sea? If Ragnir is the one who acknowledges Usopp, would that show Usopp that he is a brave warrior of the sea?
I suppose if the guardian deity, or at least the guardian protector of the Haxus fruit in Elbaf's history, deems Usopp worthy, I think that should be a visual representation of him being a brave warrior of the sea. Now, how we get there, I think you mentioned protecting the children. I could see that. Wouldn't it require like Loki to be Domi Reversi'd or something for that though? Like how is Ragnir going, okay, Loki isn't the guy, Usopp is? Like, how do we get there? Is my question.
That right there is like the big question, like the hidden piece for me, because I don't want to see Loki get Domi Reversi'd. I feel like we've seen that enough to the point where we don't know like how to stop it. So if we see it one more time, does Usopp stop it? Probably not. But
according to you, you talking about he getting Ragnir, man. He's supposed to be all things.
But I don't think it's like Ragnir sees Usopp and then automatically is like, oh yeah, this is who the guy is. You know what I mean? I think it comes from a place of Usopp saving the children. Whether it's standing in front of him with his arms out and taking like some damage, or it's him pushing Gamon's son out of the way from like a life-threatening thing, or it's something along those lines, because we know Usopp isn't strong. We know he's not strong. But his dedication to try and do better is what's going to get Ragnir to give him that recognition. But once we see that, and another like kind of flaw of this is we don't know how big Ragnir is, because we see him in relative size of the devil fruit in the chest to Loki's hand. It was super small. But then we also see Ragnir locked up with Loki on the tree. So the size of how big this hammer is, or the squirrel is a huge thing.
It's definitely bigger than Usopp. It's significantly larger than Usopp is, I'll tell you that. Unless it has I think Broker just highlighted like the owl could play a role in that as far as size for him, but it's definitely significantly larger than Usopp is. I'll tell you that right now.
But then how big is the devil fruit? Because we saw, you know what I mean? Like those are the tricky type of things that I'm kind of seeing in the last chapter.
Well, Usopp not eating the fruit. I don't think the fruit matters too much as far as the size. Even then, the devil fruit size is still large. It was visible in Loki's hands, right?
Yeah, but Usopp would be visible in Loki's hands.
So the devil fruit could be the size of Usopp?
Size of Usopp, a little bit bigger. But I've also seen Usopp, quote unquote, carry a 5-ton hammer. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Hey.
I'm not saying that Ragnir is 5 tons. I'm sure the size and the weight of Ragnir is all dependent on Ragnir.
It's very possible that it's all dependent on the wielder too. Who knows? But
that's also true. But so last stream, I remember. I don't know if you remember me saying that Usopp gets like the Nami pack with Zeus. I think this is kind of where it comes from, where Ragnir is going with Usopp. And honestly, if it's even just for Elbaf and then Ragnir stays, I'd be okay with it. But if Ragnir goes ahead and tags along with Usopp, then that's his boost right there. That's his buff. That's where he gains relevance. And then through the rest of the story, we try and figure out, how does Usopp wield Ragnir? How do we get to become like this in sync pair?
Now, my secondary question for you with this, because I see this going around a lot with Usopp and the Usopp hammer, and that's been foreshadowed since forever. If Usopp were to take this Ragnir home, and it's able to be shapeshifted or whatever to him, my question is, how do you think Usopp would utilize the hammer? Would it be a situation where he's putting it in his kabuto and shooting it, or is he swinging on fools with the hammer? Because for the most part, Usopp uses the slingshot to shoot the hammers whenever he uses hammers. Is that how he's utilizing it, or is he swinging?
I would honestly like if he just threw that thing.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding. I would just like it if he went ahead and started acting like Thor, and that's how he quote unquote never misses. You know what I mean? And becomes like Usopp.
Okay.
Because I mean, if you have a moving bullet, you know what I mean, that never misses, and then nobody can ever explain how does he never miss? Well, it's an alive bullet.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we'll never get that. You know.
Is that cheating, in your opinion? Like, all right. So how do I explain this without sounding like an ass?
Usopp is tricky. You know what I mean?
If Oda
Usopp
was to,
is tricky.
hold on, if Oda was to actually go this route, right? We just saw Harold say, for centuries, people have not been able to be deemed worthy of this hammer. All the kings of Elbaf, etc. Harold himself, apparently. Loki was able to do it, and when we saw him do it, he cracked his own hammer, and he was putting Conqueror's Haki into his attack. You're saying that off the vibes of Usopp saving the children, which apparently every other Straw Hat is going to be trying to do anyway, Ragnir will identify that Usopp is worthy of this and give itself up to Usopp, and somehow then morph its way into the size that would be required for Usopp to then utilize it, and then we would be leaving Elbaf with it. I'll say this. The one part of this theory I do like is that it could be the answer to Usopp's "Am I a brave warrior of the sea?" I don't know if I love it, but I do like that. I kind of would still rather Usopp dies to prove that, but I've always asked myself, how does Oda tell us that or answer that question for Usopp in a way that he would still be alive and wouldn't also need to be like a Conqueror's Haki user? This could be that hidden answer that I just didn't have all the time. You know, it would be like, what's the word? I mean, obviously Thor is the direct parallel with in the MCU and just in general, like being able to wield Mjolnir and being deemed worthy. But like it would have the King Arthur parallel for Usopp there, right? Where it's like, okay, I can lift this from the stone. But you said you had something, so go on.
Yeah. So what is the difference between Usopp and all the other kings?
Kings in terms of what? Kings of nations? Kings or conquerors?
The kings of Elbaf.
They're all giants, and he's not.
So yes, they're all giants, but Elbaf, before King Harold's and before King Harold's revelation, all of Elbaf's were warriors, bloodthirsty, conquering warriors. If you go ahead and you bring Usopp and you give a selfless act of, say, I'm not going to say his life because I don't think Usopp's life will truly be like threatened. But if you give that selflessness of, I will protect somebody else instead of just fighting for glory, I think that's where Ragnir gives the difference between Usopp and all of the kings. The only this is another part of why I think Ragnir kind of chose Loki, is because he was trying to protect Elbaf. He was trying to put an end to his own father, which everybody knew that was like not in the right sense of mind. But he chose to his own selfish beliefs and like own selfish like wants of having his dad and taking his dad's life. And that's where Ragnir was like, okay, he can put others before himself.
Okay. No, I follow. I got you. I don't know, man. Seems like a lot.
Yeah, it's a stretch. Don't get me wrong. It's a stretch. But if it hits, it hits. You know what I mean? And it gives, like you said, it gives Usopp his brave warrior of the sea, where he himself sees it and gets deemed it by like one of the highest peaks of Elbaf, you know what I mean, with Ragnir.
I will say this. We needed a super chat a little bit ago when you were explaining your theory here that kind of coincides with something that you're saying. $2 from Jada Rude. It says, Loki don't have that hammer in the mural. So that's something to think about.
It's there. It's there and it's shaky. It's there and it's shaky.
Larry, you got anything for Miracle before I let him drop?
Listen, man. I think it's a fun theory. I just think that if the Elbaf nation wouldn't allow a giant of their race to be queen, then they ain't letting Usopp walk away with Ragnir, bro.
But he does. But Ragnir isn't Elbaf's. Ragnir is like basically a god. It does kind of like what it wants. The only like I said, the only person who truly needs to stay and quote unquote be king is Loki. I mean, Harold was around the world or he was gone at times, like times at a time, and he just went ahead and tried to be the world government's dog. You know what I mean? But
those elders are mischievous, bro.
Well, they have
They
an
ain't
actual
letting their
say.
national treasure walk away.
Well, they had. Hold on. This is the difference. Usopp a pirate. End of the day, he not King Harold with these ties, bro. If Usopp get the hammer and he want to keep it, it's gonna be up to them to take it from him. To be honest, and if he got it and it's moving the way it seems to be moving, ain't a lot of giants on that island that's gonna be able to deal with it or do anything about it. To be honest. Also,
and technically,
the
giants are already they're a part of Luffy's whole entire fleet, are they not?
Well, no, technically no.
Just the new giant pirates, so
Just
the
the new giant
pirates.
But in general, they would be with it. I don't think the Elbaf people would have a huge concern about Usopp leaving with the hammer. Personally, even if they did,
Especially if he saves the kids.
that's what I'm saying.
Because, and I'm just gonna go ahead and point out that most of the community, we chose those books over those kids. We chose those books. I didn't forget. We chose those books over the kids.
That's you. That was you. You was one of them people.
I was one of those
Bro, I
people
chose the
because the
kids.
voice century needs to be told and needs to be known.
We got the tape. That was a live stream, bro. That was recorded.
Yeah, Larry, you were definitely a part of that.
That was the question. It was you. Don't switch up now, bro. I remember.
And then after that was all said, Larry went ahead about leaving your kids and stuff like that. I remember.
Repeat the cycle. I remember, bro. I was there. But Miracle, that was an interesting one. I know it's running rampant in the community right now. I don't know where I feel about it, but you've I don't want to say convinced me, but I'm more into it now that I've talked to you. So big ups to you.
Hey, there we go. That's all we need. Got to give them relevance.
Yeah. All right, man. Have a good night.
Peace.
All right. Nerd says he's back. So let me try to get Nerd back in here. But first, let me get a couple super chats in. We got 5 from Jada Rude. It says, I got my Larry tax hoodie. Am I good for the rest of the year on that? Or is the taxes still rising? Larry, that's a you question, bro. That's a you question.
It doesn't matter.
All right. We got another 5 from ReggieJ. It says, what's good, Nakama? I overslept, but I'm here. Crying emoji. Wake up, Mr. West. All right. Welcome, Reggie. Are you pulling up, though? And another 2 from Jada Rude. If Usopp gets that hammer, who gonna stop him? I mean, that's what I was thinking. Let's be real. Because unless Luffy fighting the dude, you know what I'm saying? Because if he gets the hammer, that means Loki's out of the picture. Right?
Usopp would stop himself.
That's fair. That's a valid reasoning. Right? He wouldn't want to take their treasure or whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Another 5 from ReggieJ. Larry not having anything good to say. Usopp is legit 100. Hashtag who you. It is funny though. It is funny that the elders would be like, yeah, Usopp good. Like, nah, they not gonna be with that. But we still haven't seen those elders.
Who's this 5'6", 135 black man who's drunk and yelling at all of us all the time?
Why he gotta be a black man, bro? Why he gotta be drunk? Why he gotta be all that?
Giants are white.
Are they?
Have you seen a black giant?
Hold on. Hold on. I mean, I know they're supposed to be Norse, right? Right? Like that's kind of the
Broggy is probably the closest black giant we can say. Everybody else, they Caucasian, bro. They from the mountains of Caucasus, bro.
The Caucasus. Oh man, bro. Okay. All right, let's try to get Nerd back in here, bro. Nerd, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
All right, we can hear you more clearly now, I think.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what was going on, but people have been lately with my Discord. Yeah, I wanted to. There was one question I wanted to ask you guys before I totally forgot it, so I'll just jump in and hopefully I'll remember it by the end.
Mhm.
All right. So I believe it. I was talking about Loki's devil fruit. It's going to be similar to Heimdall, but it's not a Hito. Hito, it's what's Marco's again? The Toru, the tweet.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's yeah. So it's like the tweet. And so it's the tweet.
Tori model Phoenix. So it would be a Tori. So it would be some sort of bird-based fruit. You're saying?
Yes. So he's got the Tori Gullinkambi. All right.
Spell that for me. Sorry. Yeah.
The theory is called the golden cock of Elbaf.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Ullinkambi.
Pause.
And then he goes, "Yo, my name is Toby."
Alright, here's what this theory, man. Talk to me.
Alright. Is the golden rooster in Norse mythology. Now, there are 3 roosters that signify Ragnarok is coming. Loki is not just a trickster prince, but a herald of change. Now, in Norse mythology, the crowing signals are the sign that Ragnarok is beginning. Gullinkambi lives in Valhalla, so the first heaven with the gods. Now, he travels through the realms, but he makes sure that the gods are rested and fed and ready to become awoken for the final battle. Now, alongside him, there is Jalar, which is an unnamed red rooster, and then there's a suit red rooster that guards Hell, that when all 3 of them crow because Ragnarok is starting, he can summon the warriors of the dead, the ones that are in Hell. And this is partially why I think they need to hide this fruit, because this beginning part shows to me that why they think that, this is such an important fruit is because when somebody eats it, it's going to awaken every god fruit. We're about to figure out who, if Chopper's the forest god, who's the rain god, and who's the earth god. Because what this rooster does is it awakens the gods for the final battle, right? So, its role is to crow and wake the gods and warriors for the battle. Its name means the golden comb. A comb on a rooster is like that, kind of mohawk thing they have, and it's said to emit like a sun. So I could see how they could, think that it has to do something with the sun god. So, like the roosters of Ragnarok, Loki's power isn't necessarily going to be strength or, some type of attack power, because he already has strength. In the latest chapter, we probably saw, I would say, one of the strongest attacks we've ever seen in One Piece on panel coming from somebody when he hit Harold. You know, I that's how I feel about it. So, but his power will be to announce the irreversible turning point and the end of an era, awakening of forces long dormant. This aligns with One Piece's recurring theme that the most dangerous figures are not those who destroy the world directly, but those who declare that the world can no longer remain asleep. Much like Roger igniting the Great Pirate Era or confirming the One Piece's existence. Now, the biological traits of roosters strengthen this idea even further, as they possess near panoramic vision, ultraviolet color perception, which plays into when we saw Usopp shoot in between Law and Luffy to hit Sugar. That if they're able to see through cracks, long distance, and they have a special pineal gland that responds to light cycles. They have extreme motion sensitivity, which in narrative terms translates to Loki having extreme heightened perceptions of historical thresholds and moments in imminent change, which also parallels Usopp. Elbaf becomes the narrative equivalent of Jotunheim, the land of giants waiting to be called, and Loki's crow form would act as the signal that awakens not only Elbaf, but the gods, the monsters, and the buried truths of the entire world. His role would not be to cause the final war, but to declare that it is unavoidable, making him the mythological bell that tolls when the world of One Piece crosses the point of no return. And
Okay.
So, so if you wait, I forgot a very important part.
Okay.
Wait, I forgot. It's on the other
mute
page.
us in the background, nerd.
Oh. Are we good?
I think so.
Okay. So, why it makes sense that this is why it makes sense that he is the Golden Rooster. We saw 3 scratch marks, right? Roosters also cover their eyes, or get them covered because they're so high sensitive. When they attack, they can't stop, and so it's literally like putting them on sleep mode. But if you remember to the SBS, most recently 113, in which all the questions were literal bullshit except for one, where somebody asked about the current time cycle. And Oda goes, the answer is right now the year is 4141 of the age of heaven, and the year 1541 in the age of sea circle. Both are still in use. By the way, on Skypiea, everything happened roughly 400 years ago. You can forget about this information, it's not important. Okay, Oda. So, if you look up what the Chinese zodiac will be in the year 4141, it's going to be the Golden Rooster. Now, I did a video on this because what the Golden Rooster does is it wakes the world up at dawn and defeats Yang. Yin beats Yang, right? So it wakes it up to wakes up the world at dawn. And I was like, oh, that's Luffy. It makes sense, right? But now with the claw marks that we see with Loki, I'm like, oh, this could easily be the Golden Rooster. And because the age of sea circle is 1541, which is the year of the ram, the ox, the horned animal, whatever you want it to be. Now, Oda did a Happy 2026 card, and I always assumed the horned animal, like that was gonna represent one of like the giants. Like I thought the Golden Rooster was talking about Luffy, and they were talking about. I'm sorry about that. And they were talking about. And they were talking about Loki as the horned person, but they're not. On Oda's Happy New Year card, he goes, "Happy New Year, guys. This is the year of Chopper." And who's the horned beast? So, who's the horned, Straw Hat member? So I believe we're about to see him Chopper awaken on Elbaf.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, a lot of thoughts there. In regards to Loki being this rooster, I mean, obviously I'm not familiar with it, but as I've known, or at least in the world's knowledge of roosters, they're supposed to wake people up and things. I find it interesting that you're saying that he would be used to foretell Ragnarok as well as awaken the awakenings or all the forest gods or all the additional gods that are supposed to be in the final scene here. But I also find it interesting that Rox was targeting this fruit of Elbaf and the Galila giants who are now frozen. So if there is some sort of actual connection there, and this fruit can be used to even awaken those giants that are seemingly frozen in Punk Hazard, that would be interesting. I just don't know how we get there.
So I mentioned that there was 3 roosters.
Okay.
And to me, obviously, well, we all know Oda doesn't like pull straight like from stuff, and so the middle one actually wakes up the giants from all over the realms.
Okay.
And it's a red-haired rooster, and it's known as like the Deceiver, which to me could be Shanks. His sword is Griffin, which is basically another clawed bird, right? So to me, it's just like, who would that third one be? And then I was thinking, oh, Marco, a phoenix, a firebird, like that. So that I was just thinking that, but why these are so important is if Emu had this devil fruit, then none of the gods could awaken. Or I mean, they could awaken. Like obviously Luffy awoken, but I think this will set off the turning point to like inside of them that they're like, okay, like you're able to awaken them. So if nobody eats this, like none of the 4 gods will be awake at the same time, because that's just like would be such an odd coincidence. Emu wants it so he can make sure the gods don't awaken.
Okay. No, it's definitely interesting. It's the first I've heard somebody say this. People lean more heavily into the Needhogger and the Fenrir fruits. I've seen people mention Surtur. I don't know if Surtur's still on the table here anymore, but this is the first I've heard of the Golden Rooster. So I like it just because it's different. I haven't heard it before. And where you were tying is I don't know if I subscribe to all that and like awakening all of these god fruits. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I subscribe to all that, but that would be a way to pick up the pace on getting us where we need to go, so
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like a thing like, oh, he eats it and all of a sudden Chopper's I keep saying Chopper because I believe he's the forest god, shout out Nerd Taku. But I really like I think like that's like what will trigger it. That's what will like be like, oh, this is like these people now like that. This is what has to happen. This is like the trigger to be awakened if like whatever criteria didn't like meet. Like the like Luffy basically dying and hearing the drums of liberation. Like So that's where I'm going, but there was one interesting thing that I wanted to just bring up, and then I'm done. So they're in first heaven, but there's 3 heavens connected. The first heaven translates to the far blue. Now, this is where giants, heroes, and light and dark elves that carry spirits are there. But the light and dark elves, and these are elves with wings, got into a massive war, and now they live in a it's like a blue hell that's like as far south as you can go from the far blue, which I think is super interesting. Just the name, in fact, and like the wing tribes and the Lunarians being hunted, like because these winged elves like carried the spirits to the far blue.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, it doesn't have anything to do with what I was talking about earlier, but just in like Norse mythology, like this furthest realm, and it being connected through the halls of the gods, it just also makes me think of Enel, because when you think of elves, you think of pointy ears, and yes, he doesn't have pointy ears, but he does have different ears, you know. So that it is just something I was thinking about. I found out the name was the far blue. Super interesting.
No, it's different. Right, nerd. Appreciate the time and appreciate the theory, man. It was definitely different. Yeah.
Wasn't last week's, but it was good.
Yeah, last week's was peak, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, this one could be. Who knows? We gotta find out what the devil fruit reveal is, but
what's his name? Wait, let me shout out this dude right here. Dude that says, get him out of here. When this comes true, just remember Golden Cock who has
Nerd, I know you said you got a stream. We'll drop you there, but have a good night, man.
Yeah, you too. Have a good rest of the stream.
All right. Yeah, don't be rude to our guests, man. All right. Don't do that. We did get a couple super chats I got to read. 2 from Reggie. It says, when I hear Usopp, I see the Reggie bad boy scene. Stupid. Another 2 from Lord Vegeta. Ragnar, what's going on, bro? Am I late to the party? Pull up, man. It's been a while. Another 5 from Lucky Roo. It says, Aseb and Larry, do y'all have any hear me outs from Game of Thrones? This is a safe space. You won't be judged for being down bad. I feel like a lot of the girls in Game of Thrones look really good. I'm trying to think of any hear me outs I might have had. Man. Hear me outs from Game of Thrones. Oh my God, what was her name? What was her name, bro? It's gonna kill me. It was Kat's sister. Oh man, the one that was Lysa Arryn. She wasn't a baddie. She wasn't, but she had yitties, man. She was doing some weird things. But she put them yitties out, bro. I was like, oh snap, look at that. Lysa Arryn. That's my Game of Thrones hear me out. It's a deep pull. Happy I don't even remember who that is for real. That's my Game of Thrones hear me out. I hope y'all got some decent ones, man. Brienne. Ah man, y'all moving different. Y'all moving very different for me, bro. Brienne, I will say this. That her scene with Jamie, that was the funniest thing that ever happened on the whole show. It was the final season. Sorry for the spoilers, but Brienne and Jamie hooked up. My man took her virginity before that fight or after the fight. I don't remember. And then he immediately dipped to go back to his sister, bro. The next morning. Took her virginity and left within like 10 hours. He was gone. So for those of y'all saying Brienne on the hear me out, just know that Jamie was like, yo, I'm out. This is mid. I'm good on this. Just know that's what was happening. So I don't know, man. I don't know if Brienne is in my hear me outs, but yeah, I think Larry had to go. So I don't know what his hear me out would have been. But yeah, I feel like most of the girls on Game of Thrones was looking right to me anyway. Anyway, let's get another caller in here. Let's go with Up One Chris. Chris, I feel like I always go to you last, man. I'm gonna get you in here early this time. What's going on, bro? Chris, you there?
I am.
There we go. How's it going, man?
It's going good. How about you guys?
I'm chilling, man. Larry had to step away. He's got some family stuff going on. But I'm chilling. A little tired, but we here.
Man, well, I just got done moving into my new place, so I understand the tired part. No cap.
Congrats, man. Congrats. I hope it's a W move. I hope it's a easy transition for you. I hope it's something you were trying to do and not forced to do. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I feel that. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, something I wanted to touch on was Blackbeard, of course.
Okay.
Right? The Go Incarnate.
Okay.
So, his mother, what do you guys think about his mom being a fishwoman?
So
we know, yes, Eris.
Okay.
Right? So we know that female fishmen, their legs split when they're on land for a certain amount of time. I forgot the actual amount of time, but I'm pretty sure their legs like split. Their fin splits. So even when she was running away, she said, "I'm finna just swim." Right? So I'm thinking she could either be some type of I think it's called a hagfish, where they're closely related to octopus or like octopi, but they're just it's like a worm. So the fish has 4 hearts, right? And that could be why Blackbeard can eat multiple fruits, because he picked up that DNA from his mother.
From his mom? Okay.
Yeah. So with his mom being a fishman, that could allow him to maybe essentially die. But because of the fish's abilities, when one heart stops beating, the other 3 keep beating to keep it alive.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I just want to know what you thought about that.
I've been hearing this Eris was a fish woman or a mermaid theory going around, man. I haven't tapped into it. This is the most elaborate that anybody's ever explained it to me. I don't know enough about fish. I do know that in One Piece, I think after 30 years old is when they start splitting. Mm-hmm. So we would have to assume that Eris is over the age of 30, which I don't think that's an issue as far as timelines or anything goes. See, to me, obviously, my mind didn't go there when I read the chapter, right? And when I read it, I just took it as like, okay, she's desperate to save herself and her child. She'll jump in the water and figure it out from there, right? These people after her, or rocks being after her, probably can't swim, considering how devil fruits and abilities work in One Piece. Like, it would just be the easiest solution for her to get there. But I guess my question is, and this might sound like a dumb question, per se.
No questions are dumb questions.
Nah, it would have been dumb, because Rocks had been to the Holy Land, so that implies he had been to Fishman Island at some point, right? Like, you can't get to the Holy Land.
Not necessarily.
Can you get to the Holy Land and back into the New World without? Like, can you get to the Holy Land in the New World without traversing through Fishman Island? Is my question. I guess you can, right? Especially if you sneak there.
Can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that was my one thing.
You gotta remember, it was part of a reverie.
Yeah. Do we even have proof that Rocks has ever even been to Fishman Island? Granted, you don't need to have been to Fishman.
Rocks has been on any island that is on that path to Laughtail. We don't know.
True.
Because Rocks was mainly a Davy D instead of the Joy Boy side. Even though he knew about both.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you have to go to Fishman Island to meet a mermaid. You know what I mean? But it would help.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So Eris, he might not even know Eris was a fish person. But the only other person besides her who has hair like that is I forgot his name, but the octopus guy, we fought him on Along Park, but he was an ally during I think it was Sabaody. So his hair is just like Eris' hair. I don't know if they're the same color, but you know, that's why I think it's related to it would be like a hagfish, because I mean he's an octopi, she could be a hagfish, and they have similar characteristics.
I'll give you one minor stupid layup that I just Googled this, so I could be tripping. I was trying to see if the name Eris has any secondary connection to any sort of mermaid in the lore, history, Pulp Fiction, anything. And apparently, Eris the Mermaid is the main villain in the Barbie in a Mermaid Tale movies. She is the younger sister of the queen.
Oh my goodness.
So there is an Eris mermaid out there in the folklore that you can potentially have been some sort of reference that Oda was trying to make. Yeah. I mean, he's got daughters, right? So,
I feel that.
Hey, man. It's out there.
Exactly.
I mean,
appreciate you for listening to me, man.
Hey, I don't know if I subscribed, Chris, but it's possible. 1%.
Hey,
it's very possible.
It's all just a theory.
Stop it! Don't you dare.
A blank theory.
Okay.
I'm not trying to. I put blank. I put blank.
Don't you dare, man! You get me demonetized, bro. The copyright strikes is no joke, man. Y'all don't know, man. We got in trouble a couple lives ago. Larry had to slap the hands, man. I was in trouble.
Larry got his hand slapped. I remember that lie. That's why I made that little joke. But all right, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
have a wonderful day. Merry New Year's.
You too.
All right.
Yeah, Vito in the chat saying that he been on that, man. There's an Eris mermaid or fish in the Sinbad movie too. Yeah, man. Some fishes out here. Ursula. Eris Ursula. I don't know. Maybe something there. Something. Some sort of connection. We got another 5 from Lucky Roo. I should have known when you said Sandersonia as your hear me out that you was down bad. Hey, man, what happened to safe space? What happened to that? What happened to that? What happened to this is a safe space? That was literally your first. The super chat prior was it's a safe space, Lucky Roo, and now here we are getting shamed. You know. We got another 2 from ReggieJ. W up on Chris. # Blackbeard's not him though. All right, appreciate you, Reggie. Appreciate you. All right, let's get Lex in here. Lex, you there?
Yo, I'm here. What's up?
What's going on, man?
I'm chilling, bro. Are we just talking theories right now?
It's whatever you want to talk about. It's your time. It's your call.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'll just drop one theory that I came up with on my own. So check this out. So you know how in Elbaf they talk about Nika being seen as like a god of destruction and all that? So I think it would be interesting if either Nika or Joy Boy, they had this idea, so check this out. So there's the Adam tree and the Eve tree, right? The Eve tree that we know of, there's only one Eve tree. The one that we see in Fishman Island, or the one that illuminates Fishman Island and all that, gives it light, whatever. Okay, so there's one Eve tree, but there's multiple Adam trees, and I believe the oldest one is the one on Elbaf. So we're safe to assume that's like the prominent one, maybe even like the one where they all came from, And so I was thinking like maybe Nika or Joy Boy, they tried to graft the Adam tree and spread it around the world so that people can create boats and be able to be free, and you know what I mean, and like go on adventures and all that. And that's, in my mind, it could be one reason why he's seen as a god of destruction, because it's like, hey, you're destroying an ancient, you know what I mean, like this ancient thing, this sacred, like it's not even an artifact, bro. We live on this thing. Like you're getting rid of my house. Like what are you doing? You know what I mean? So it's just like I could see them seeing him as a god of destruction in that sense. You know what I mean? Kind of, you know what I mean? Just kind of like how there was also the prediction with like Luffy destroying freaking Fishman Island and stuff like that. Maybe it was a misinterpretation. You get me? But that, and also, do you guys remember? I put in the super chat yesterday. Was Ragnir used
to create the Oro Jackson. I didn't mean to type that. I just only had $2, so I can only put up the 50 characters. I was like Oro Jackson, but I meant like. Do you guys think the Ragnir was ever used to create a ship? Because like
Okay.
you could use a hammer to destroy things, but you could also use a hammer to build a ship, you know? So it's like maybe there's that. I'd like to think that because you have all these giants who created ships. So maybe what if Ragnir belonged to one of the Galila people, shipwrights or whatever, or something cool like that. You know what I mean? Like that would be interesting. I always like to really maybe overthink it. I don't know, but I think that would be cool. That's really all I have to say, bro. I don't have too much to say. Like, y'all have a good night.
Okay.
You know?
Well, to your first point or first thing you were saying about Nika being looked at as a god of destruction because they were potentially destroying all of these ancient and sacred like trees. I like that thought process.
Yeah, well,
I do like
not
that.
destroying it.
Or just
I'm sorry to cut you off, sir, but like grafting the tree and spreading it out,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? Like I believe like cutting off like branches and spreading it out to the
Right.
world or something like that. And then just growing more Adam trees because like why is there multiple Adam trees, but the Eve is only one? You feel me? Because the Adam tree was made to use, it was used to make like ships and stuff, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So and it's the strongest, Go ahead.
The reason why I like that so much is because it reminded me of Noland and Calgara when he was cutting down the forest because the forest was causing all the tree fever, and that they didn't know about it because they deemed those trees in the forest sacred. And it's like, okay, maybe that's like a little miniature version of what the Nika or whoever Joy Boy was doing back then, because they needed to destroy. They needed to use these to, like you said, to save people or to build these ships to traverse the world or whatever. But the people that lived on them or people that were next to them didn't realize what they needed them for, what they were doing with it. And I don't know, it could just be a small little minor parallel there. So it reminded me of the Nolan and Calgara story there, as far as cutting down sacred trees and people being misunderstanding or not respecting that or having a problem with it, and then being labeled as something as they're not because of it, right? I like that part of it. And then to your second piece regarding, oh man, I lost it already. The second question, the second thing you said.
Ragnir, do you want me to restate it? I could just say Ragnir being used to build ships and shit.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I didn't mean to curse. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I like that too because one, the Galley Law translates to like Warhammer Company, right?
Yeah. Right.
So like the hammer has always been like a focal point. Every time Usopp's ever worked on the Sunny, anytime you see or the Mary, anytime you see Frankie working on the ship, like they're using a hammer for whatever reason. Oda's always made that a focal point. Any repairs you see them do, they're using a hammer. Any working they're doing is using a hammer. The name of the company is Warhammer Company. And now these shipwrights, ancient shipwrights from Elbaf, it seems though you might need the hammer to communicate with them or unlock them or that might be a signifier for them in some way. So the hammer being utilized to build a ship is very possible. I was just wondering why you would type Oro Jackson instead of like old ships. That's less characters.
Yeah, I didn't want to spend more than $2. I'm gonna be honest.
But that's less characters. I don't get you.
It's just like I don't know. I don't think you're gonna understand me, but ships. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude. Honestly, I just that's that because I feel like sometimes in One Piece there's a lot of there's just misinterpretation. You feel me? Especially with the other races and all that, and just I think it could be that it could be possible. If I could drop one last thing, and then I'll go if anything. The mural, the mural, right? So that giant serpent thing. Why does Dragon have the same mark on his face as the giant serpent on the right side of the mural? You know what I mean? Because it's like, I feel like it wouldn't be a stretch to say that might be his double fruit. Because it's like, why else haven't we seen it? Because maybe it's such a massive radius that it would take out everything around it. You know what I mean? Like, it would have to be something massive for us to be high. You know what I mean? For so much hype to be built. And then we haven't even seen it until now. That might be one reason. You know what I mean? But it's just, I feel like, for Dragon, it could be either that or that he got that marking on like what was it, Shandora or or Skypiea is and all that on one of those islands, and that's how he ended up getting that mark. If it's not like from a well, I don't say from a double fur, you know what I mean? But like because I'm thinking like, what if Dragon? This might be a stretch, but what if Dragon was with Roger and Odin when they went to Skypiea? Because didn't he do the engravings and stuff? Or is that? Do you guys think that's out of the timeline? Like, because remember Roger, didn't he go to Skypiea or something and engraved into the poneglyphs like a message or something?
Yeah, you're saying what if Dragon was on the ship for
Dragon
that?
was there. No. What if Dragon was there? Because like we never really got the story of how Dragon gets the marking on his face, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but we never really get the backstory of how Dragon gets that marking. So I'd like to think maybe it has to do with Roger, the Shandorans, maybe even Nico. Robin's mom, no, Nico Ovia. You know what I mean? Maybe her being there because she's a whole historian. She's like, studying all that. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to really, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I just think that would be really cool if it turns out to be Dragon, because we've, you know what I mean, there's the idea of like there's the 4 gods in One Piece, and that there's the 4 god devil fruits, and Nika is one of them. Why wouldn't Dragon have one of the other ones? You know what I mean? So I think that would be cool. But yeah, that's all I had to say. Also, one question: when is the bingo card thing?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, cool. 6-ish. Like
Yeah, it should be about 6.
Okay, it'll be in the announcements. All right. Well, I'm gonna head out. Y'all have a great night. All right.
All right, Lex, have a good one, man.
Thank you, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, look at that. Larry's back.
Yeah, I'm good now.
No, yeah. All right, we did get another 10 from Miracle D Mayo. It says to get 2 people in here. But what's your thoughts on Rimuru Tempest? The lore goes crazy. I've heard of it. I've never actually watched it though, or read it or whatever. Like I've heard of Rimuru Tempest though. So somebody gonna have to spoil me a little bit to get me invested or something. But I haven't tapped in. Have you, Larry?
No. I didn't even know it was an anime.
Okay. All right. Let's get another caller in here. Let's get Villain D Juice. Villain, you there?
The boy.
Yo.
How's it going,
What's
man?
up, gang?
Appreciate you for all the generosity recently, man. Thank you.
How's it doing? I can't see y'all. I don't know.
I mean,
It don't matter.
yeah, we don't like visualize ourselves in the Discord.
Oh, I feel like how we doing? My fault. I was just chilling, low key, listening to them talk.
No, I'm good, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. A little tired, but I'll be alright.
Yeah.
Sure. It's good. Also, I mean, I've talked a bunch in the Discord already about a lot what I was saying, so I kind of narrowed it down. Do we genuinely believe that like the Roger Pirates weren't talking to each other about Haki?
No.
Yes.
Like,
yes. Yes. I'm so serious, yo. Yes. They wasn't, yo. They don't.
The only people we've seen actively articulate conversations about high levels of Haki have been the Roger Pirates, though.
When?
Well, they're training.
The most recent, obviously, being in Critical Mass of like the conversation that Roger initiates with Garp. Then we get the call out of the potential Haki usage and the incorrect Haki usage by Gabon. The reason that Luffy knows Haki is Ray Lee. Like every legitimate breakdown into Shanks, the apprentice of the Roger Pirates, is at a level of Haki mastery that we haven't been able to compare to anybody around. None of these people are Roger Pirate relevant, like, you know? So you really just don't think that they were talking about it, or that they were having those conversations, at least, like, somewhat?
Wait, you said the Rocks Pirates at first?
No, he said Roger Pirates at first, too.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, Roger Pirates, my apologies.
Maybe it was just me. I thought you said Rocks Pirates. That's why
I mean, even that's the thing, was all of the Rocks Pirates, to use like a counter argument, have been
essentially unconscious users or not consistent users of Conqueror's Haki. I mean, Kaido being the one who, had that conversation with Luffy, so I guess he would be the one good one. But I mean, we know for a fact he didn't learn that consistently from Big Mom or them because they weren't using it consistently.
Mm-hmm. I get that it would make sense that they have, right? And I wouldn't give major pushback to say, like, if Oda said that they did, that it would be a retcon or anything like that. I just, how do I say this? The way Roger and his crew goes about their business, they really just kind of adventuring mad hard. Right.
Okay, but
I don't know that they're like, yo, after this adventure, let's talk about what Haki did you learn today, Rayleigh? Like, that's not how that's working, bro.
Okay, but that's not how adventurers operate either, though. Adventurers are exhibiting things and planning things out and they organize a show. They have a plan, right? An example of the Roger Pirates remnants is Shanks doing things in the modern era. Who's the pirate who's established a communique with people, gathering information when they have people come up to them and approach their territories. That's from the Roger Pirates.
Yo, Bill,
and
did
the
you
Roger
just say
Pirates
communique?
Yeah, well, my fault.
Nah,
the communication route.
Nah.
He was getting packets pulled up to him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had it stapled and readied for him.
So do you think Shanks is out here having Haki conversations with his crew? And
that's what, like, if and this is I'm not even trying to get into that because I don't want to. It's at least the high tiers are aware of what Haki are because we've seen. I mean, like the SBS or whatever it was that compared Ben to Shanks is where people are understanding like, hey, he might be a conqueror, right? And then we're using that parallel because Luffy has a right hand as a conqueror, Roger had a right hand as a conqueror. Like, we are making that parallel based off that information. And then we have Lucky Roo be like, yo, chill out with the Haki around the new guys, like they're not acclimated so they have still spoken in awareness of what Haki can do and how Haki affects those. Like, these are the people having those conversations, all related to Roger Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What you think, Larry? I don't think so.
So I do believe that they did talk about Haki. I just don't think that the Shanks point really holds up because when the Roger Pirates disbanded, it was when Shanks was 14. So how I would still say it does work, even though Shanks isn't a part of it, it's because when the Holy Knights were confirmed to go after the Roger Pirates nonstop, there had to be some type of discussion as to why was Roger the only person able to hurt them. So Roger had to either explain it to Gabon and Rayleigh, or they had to watch them and learn it themselves. And I don't really think that fits that they would do that because of the fact that when we saw Luffy, Zoro, Lucci, and Kaku fighting the Seraphim, Zoro explicitly stated that he once fought a Lunarian and this is how you needed to beat them. So it's like when the information is needed, it'll be divulged. If it's not needed, then it won't be divulged. And I think that because the Roger Pirates faced them not once, but they faced them numerous times, that's why Gabon knows what it takes to beat them. And that was probably because Roger said, yo, this is very similar to something I fought before with rocks on God Valley.
Okay, so secondary question then for you, Larry and Villain. Obviously, Shanks wasn't around or conscious enough to understand what was going down at that time. But do you think that situations like happened with Harold and Shanks, because that is it happening right there, right then and there, right? The same thing that you just talked about with Lucci. Shanks straight up asks Gabon how he knows about the weaknesses of the God's Knights or how they're able to hurt him, et cetera, et cetera. And he goes into a little story, et cetera, about it, right? You're basically saying that this is happening consistently when the Roger Pirates are fighting people, that they're having those, hey, like what was that kind of a situation? And I don't know that that's happening, man. Like I don't know that that's consistently happening, bro.
I think it specifically happens for Rayleigh and Gabon.
Mm.
Yeah,
because they're the only other people that are hurt.
To talk about it.
Huh?
It's my fault. I'm sorry. It's even like Gabon pointing out immediately that Zoro or Sanji, like they're not using their Conqueror's Haki correctly. in a situation that's not even like that serious. That's his mentality about like how he communicates with people. He's not a threat. Like he knows who these people are. He's talking to them and addressing them, and people like he's
so how do I say this? In each of these scenarios where Rayleigh and Gabon are educating others about Haki usage, it's people they deem ignorant / like young people who like, yo, you probably don't know this, so I have to educate you on this. What you're saying is that the Roger Pirates, while they were active, were having these conversations amongst themselves. It's a very different thought process to me. Like Rayleigh teaching Luffy about Haki, Gabon explaining to Shanks what needs to be used, Gabon explaining to Luffy and them what needs to be used in a high leverage situation where his son is also actively being attacked. Like that's not the same as, yo, I'm chilling with my captain and our crew and we're having weekly Haki check-ins, bro. Like it's just not the same thing to me.
No, I get you. And it's we have to say it like it's still a natural progression of things. Just how these characters are, right? So we see the pettiness already exists. We know that because Gabon was like, I'm number 2, right? So we automatically started drawing more parallels between Sanji and Zoro, right? But we also know that like Rayleigh was the type of person to put a finger up and stop somebody from you know what I'm saying? Like a non-relevant factor to him. Marco was just like a kid. He was like, I'm gonna stop you with this Haki thing, right? I feel like if we're doing the parallels and like understanding these characters and like the way that they just observe their own power, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like say one of the times that the Holy Knight, and this is obviously just pure headcanon entirely, but just how the Roger Pirates would interact, is that Roger and Rayleigh are fighting these pirates and using Conqueror's Haki in a way that, or not the pirates, the Holy Knights, and it's working against them. And Gabon is like, yo, well, can I do anything yet? And then he has to figure it out. And they're just like talking trash the same way that we would see like Zoro be like, ha, like you can't fight this guy with, you know what I'm saying? Like it just sounds like how they would interact as a group of individuals that are growing the exact same way, right? Like Sanji and Zoro aren't both combatants. Zoro is obviously the fighter. They don't have a always combat, but they fight each other because that's who they are. Rayleigh and Gabon are both Haki using, weapons using fighters competing with
isn't Gabon also the navigator?
Yeah, but he still seems and is shown to be a combat like force. You know what I mean? Like he's not Nami and just has hands.
Hey man.
He's the
the
wing of the Pirate King.
Hey man.
You guys got there. You were the one who was always saying Roger Pirates, like they're the ones who got there. You know, they're the one. They had to do that by being intelligent. They had to have navigated the entirety of the Grand Line, the New World, got into Roadstar, got into the One Piece. You know what I mean? They had to have been different than everybody else.
Hey man,
and you don't think that they were talking about Haki usage?
No, because the Straw Hats don't do it, bro. That's the crew that they're supposed to be emulating.
We can automatically assume Luffy not doing nothing the same way that anybody else was.
At the minimum, right? This is the closest parallel we're gonna get, and they're not doing it. This is my point.
It's not the same route. They didn't win. They were too early. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
They got there, but they were still too early. They got there because they was doing the right things.
I'm just so confused.
Training a Haki.
Because this isn't the first time that they're fighting the Holy Knights. So if they fight them once, and Roger's obviously expending himself because he probably thinks he has to critical mass all of them in order to hurt them, and then they see him pass out, they're going to be like, yo, what's happening? Like, and he's going to explain, this is what I did. And then the second time they come around, Rayleigh and Gabon try doing it. And like, this isn't the first time we've seen people who are a collective join together to fight an opponent, and then somebody questions what the person does. We seen that on Wano's rooftop when Luffy was going Gear 4 and Kid didn't know what Luffy was doing, and then Law had to explain how he was using Haki in such a way.
But Larry,
this is the thing. Hold on, because you're completely throwing out the fact that these are beings that can't be hurt by regular means. Only people with Conqueror's Haki are able to damage them. And even then, they need to utilize their Conqueror's Haki in a specific way to create that damage. If Rayleigh and Gabon are the only other people on Roger's ship that has Conqueror's Haki, that means Roger needs help fighting however other many people that have the same ability as what Rocks had, to a degree. So it's crazy to say that you just can't accept that these people are willing to learn, or Roger was put in a situation to tell them about it. It's crazy. You can't just base it off of the Straw Hats.
You know, it's really weird.
No, hold on.
Like
the issue with this actually is the thought process that once the Holy Knights were coming at Gabon and Rayleigh and the Roger Pirates, that they didn't already know how to utilize Conqueror's Haki in their weapons and their attacks. We don't even know that. You're basically saying Roger had to teach them. We don't know that they didn't already know how to do that, and that if they fought a Holy Knight, they would tap into that ability, because why wouldn't I tap into that ability? I have it. I can fight utilizing it. What I will say is Roger didn't teach them critical mass. So that didn't happen.
That's not true either. That's not true either. You're just saying things.
I'm just saying
Wait,
things.
okay, so yes. The example of the Holy Knights, like I said, that was headcanon. That was a bad example. Not to say it was a bad example, but that was a good point. That like they should have already known how to use Conqueror's Haki, right? It was more an example to be like how the personalities would clash going at people, as like the Roger Pirates have traversed the Grand Line in general as they were fighting and as they were like learning how to use their Haki in general. They didn't just all start off as like who they are. They didn't all have to, like they had to have learned and adventured together and learned these things. I mean, similar to the Straw Hats. And I like, not to Jeff, but like, even if we're doing the Roger parallel to Luffy, right? Luffy has acknowledged like certain stuff about Zoro and that thing, but like Luffy being a devil fruit user literally looked at Bonnie, another devil fruit user that he was trying to like egg on, and was like, yo, I'm pretty sure you can just use your ability like this too. Just to show like that's the kind of personality that these characters have when it comes to the utilization of strength and like how people can get stronger. She was like, yo, how are you hurting me? You're using Haki now. Like these characters aren't just like, they don't not talk about things. They experience these things, and they make sure that the people around them are stronger. That's why Luffy can clown on Zoro for not using his Conqueror's Haki correctly.
Hold on. Let me just point this out too, because I'm starting to realize like Sebastian, as the pod goes on, probably doesn't know what Haki actually is. So let me point this out, Seb. All right, let me point this out. Would you say that Luffy is proficient at using Conqueror's Haki in ways that other characters aren't?
You'd have to compare it to who the other characters are. But
do you think he's just a very proficient user of Conqueror's Haki?
I don't think he's a very proficient user of Conqueror's Haki, though. I don't. I don't.
So put it this way, right? Do you think he uses Conqueror's Haki effectively like Gabon did? Comparably, when he was at God Valley? Do you think they have the same level? Do you think they have the same level of like utilization for Conqueror's Haki?
Who, Gabon?
Gabon at God Valley, yeah.
It's unconfirmed whether Gabon could use Conqueror's Haki at God Valley. I was making an assumption.
How about Rayleigh?
Maybe, I don't know.
All right, how about like Garp or Roger?
No, probably not.
Okay. So when Gabon sees Luffy, and he just got arrowed to the chest from Gunko, he gets up slightly and tells Luffy as he's about to leave that he needs to utilize his Conqueror's Haki in a specific way, showing that even if Gabon and Rayleigh had the capabilities of using these techniques in a special way, they still needed to be taught how to use it. They just couldn't discover it on their own because they've never versed people that they needed to have that Haki blossom for.
That doesn't do that. That just shows that he realized Luffy didn't have that knowledge.
So Sebastian, it works with narrative too, right? When Luffy went to Wano and he found out that he couldn't really hurt Kaido, he needed to learn how to use outward emission and inward emission advanced armament Haki mixed with his conquerors that he learned later in the fight. So it shows that people are going to need to learn something in order to fight somebody after they lose, but they could also learn it during the fight. And if Roger already has fought somebody that's very similar, the same way Zoro had fought King, and then explained it to the others that were there, then there's high chance that Roger goes, yo, this is how I did it. Now, the question is, can Rayleigh and Gabon perform Critical Mass Supreme King Haki? And that is up for debate because they might not be able to. They just don't have that high of a ceiling as much as Roger does.
Okay, well, one, in general, the proficiency of somebody's Haki is always going to be determined by that person's skill level and how much experience they have with it. But like you just said, these are things that you, how do I say this? Rayleigh said Haki blooms in the heat of battle, right? That's what Rayleigh said. So the basis of how you grow your Haki in the first place is getting put in situations that you need to unlock and tap into to overcome hardship, right? That's the basis of how you're going to grow in the first place, right? If Rayleigh knows that, right? That's the premise. That's the first basic of Haki that he taught Luffy. Y'all are saying that in scenarios, Roger was like, I need to make sure these people know this thing. When in reality, and based off what Rayleigh said, Roger would put them in situations that they need to just grow their Haki. And in general, if they're fighting these people, and again,
That's
I
not
don't
true.
know.
You're manipulating the.
I'm
the
not
whole
manipulating.
thing you said. You're manipulating.
Hold on.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. In
Sebastian,
general.
come on, bro.
In general.
Let me finish.
Come on,
I got a counterpoint. Larry.
In
Or at least I-
general, when people fight in One Piece, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be in a 1v1 scenario if they're going to get into a fight, right? They're not going to be, it's us versus them in this giant group where we're communicating with one another about attacks and fighting. That's not the norm. That's not what typically happens in One Piece. We've been watching
Larry, no. So Larry,
1,000 episodes of this thing. That's not
You're
what
right.
happens.
Okay, so my argument is that that information that we have, having knowledge of something within Haki usage, right? Having the knowledge of it is the first step in anything, right? And we get that from Rayleigh teaching Luffy the basics of observation Haki and future sight while he was training, right? But he didn't figure it out until the battle, right? They can still be having the discussions, talking about things the exact same way that Rayleigh did with Luffy. He's literally telling you, like, these are the things, this is how you use it, this is how I used it, right? He's providing examples of what he's seen, right? That doesn't mean he's mastering it on the island, they're mastering it on the ship. It's the next time I'm in battle and I'm fighting somebody, because they're fighting all the time, because they're traveling the Grand Line and competing with all these, like, masterful people, like Whitebeard, and, you know what I'm saying? That this is they have the opportunities to grow, right? We don't see that in the repertoire, right? But that's still the avenue that you're talking about, is them having the information beforehand and then blooming it in battle at a different time.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that you don't think that the
right?
initial conversations are even happening at all for it to bloom later, because you just don't think that that's in the characters.
I don't. It's not shown to me how they interact with one another.
Even further.
We see this by Rayleigh and
even
being the ones that are talking this conversation.
to dudes that
are one of these characters having the conversation.
To dudes that are 50 years younger than that need to know this information.
It's not the same thing. Point, bro.
No, it's not the same.
Young adventurers at some point learning how to fight on the Grand Line.
The way an OG talks to their little is not the same way that they talk to their mans. This is not. And you know that. You and Larry don't talk to each other. Y'all don't boost each other up. Y'all never taught each other lessons and that y'all went through and elevated from that point. Never? No, bro, we don't. We literally don't.
Hey,
I'm trying to tell you that.
You need to open up a little bit more, Seb. You be doing Trumpet Up Thursdays on the pod.
Sure.
You talking to Larry.
But we're not going to act like those conversations happen when they don't happen.
This is going in another direction. Listen, I can prove it even further, right? I can prove it even further. So we know that Roger, do we believe he would have just tried to use Critical Mass Supreme King Haki on these other Holy Knights to put them down, the same way he did with Rocks? Probably. Is that the most likely thing he did?
Probably.
After realizing they had immortality, yes.
Yeah, so what happens then? He probably passes out, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
Yeah,
it depends on what critical mass actually is. You know what I'm saying? It kind of depends.
I think so. I think that he was able to start doing what we saw Rocks doing at the beginning. Right, that's what he would start doing, because he didn't need to go to the Holy Knights were not at the same level of a Domi versus Rocks, where they would need to put all their critical mass into an attack. He could teach them how to obviously do more significant damage if he started using critical mass-esque attacks. You know what I mean? But it's still he can still get rid of these opponents with Conqueror's Haki.
Right.
the
But
Stone
what
of
my
Rocks
point is,
was.
right, is that even though they're not as strong as rocks, he's probably doing little bits of critical mass Supreme King Haki to the point where like it does make him pass out because he's using it on multiple people, but at a lower strength, right? So
Maybe I'm just shitting
automatically
on the
it
holiness.
accumulates into what he did against rocks, so he passes out.
Okay.
Mhm.
No, yeah,
You know
okay,
what
I
I'm
see what
saying?
you mean. Like he's having to disperse
All
this
right.
amongst multiple opponents now.
Yeah. So Luffy, Sebastian likes to count like the Straw Hats and how they resemble the Roger Pirates and such like that. Do we all remember when Luffy went all out against Gecko Moria and what the Straw Hats did after that when they surrounded him when he was passed out? What did they say?
What did they say?
They said, "Yo, he can't keep doing this. We have to get stronger."
Mm-hmm.
So if the Roger Pirates see what's going on with Roger and they need to help out, then the only two people that are really going to do something about it is the Sanji and Zoro of their crew, which they would give their lives for Roger. So they're like, yo, I need to learn whatever's happening too. Like, I feel like that's the most logical explanation for all of this. They're not just going to see their captain just wipe himself out each and every single time. And plus, we could take it even a bit further. When we go on, right? There's been a moment in Luffy's life where he was fighting Big Mom with chains on, trying to learn Haki. And guess who was on his back telling him how to use outward and inward emission? Hyogoro.
Okay.
So there are times when people are learning Haki that they don't know from somebody else during a fight.
I don't have an issue with that. My issue is y'all have the thought process that the Roger Pirates were actively like teaching each other hockey. I don't think that was the case.
If you're fighting people that can't die, no matter what you do, and you
Okay,
have a
and
baby on board, you have a baby on board. These guys aren't dying. There's only 3 people that could actually hurt them.
I wouldn't even say it's like I'm even saying that they're teaching each other, like they're having sit down lessons. Because like if we're doing like the head to head, like Rayleigh and Gabon were probably butting heads a lot because they're childish. It's more so that they were moving in a way that was more intelligent than what we see from the Straw Hats because they're not the Straw Hats. Like Luffy
That's
is
fine.
okay with being an idiot because he's the sun god. You know what I'm saying? That feeds into everything that he is as a person. Like, you could even say that's the reason he unlocked the devil fruit and like why Roger wasn't supposed to have it. Because they was moving differently. But they were still wrong. But they did the things with Haki.
Okay.
That's what Kaido said.
So
man.
let me
They
ask
did the
y'all
things with
this.
Haki.
Let me ask y'all this. So Odin, right, newer member of the crew, sees Roger and Whitebeard clash, split the sky, whatever went down, and he actively said they're not touching. Do you think Odin went and was like, "Yo, what was that? Talk to me"? And then Roger and Gabon were like, "Yeah, man, we got you. We'll teach you this. We'll show you exactly what that is." Or no?
Did we see? And this is me asking you this to confirm the answer to that question, right? Did we see Odin use Advanced Conqueror's Haki at any point? And
he scarred Kaido.
So I'm asking you that he used Advanced Conqueror's Haki in that attack.
Yeah, I believe he did.
If he was shocked when he saw it with Roger and Whitebeard, and then he was using the attack after spending a year with Roger, I mean, it's possible that they had that. I have no evidence, you know what I'm saying? But that's before it happened. He was with Roger. Before he was with Roger, he was not utilizing that kind of attack. When he left the Roger Pirates, he had that kind of attack.
So why
whether
would
they
he?
Talk about it or not?
Why would he not have used it versus the barrier then?
You know
that's you know what I'm saying, that I don't, you know what I'm saying, like I never argue plot, Larry. Don't put that on my name. Don't put that on my name. Don't put that on my name.
Plot, man. It's alright, bro.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That wasn't my word. No. Look. Odin was attacking in rage, man. He wasn't focused like he was. He was locked in when he was fighting Kaido. I would just say the same way that why didn't Luffy use Advanced Conqueror's Haki against the Gorosei? Because he was fighting different at the time, man. That's all I can tell you.
Right.
So plot. Okay. No, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure that y'all's answer is plot. I'm just making sure.
No, that's not my answer. I didn't say that word a single time. Don't put that on me. Larry said that. I will never cop out to that. Whether my argument is strong is a different story.
Listen.
However, you know what I'm saying? That's how you acknowledge it.
Okay. Listen, I'm just making sure, villain. I'm just making sure.
Not a single conversation.
It's not a
man.
cop out because it literally shows people having something and not using it purposely.
We don't
for
know that
a
Odin had it.
specific
Yeah, but you gotta
reason.
give him a reason,
We
Larry,
don't know
or
that
else
he had
the
it
argument
then.
never ends.
We don't
The
know
reason
that he
is
had it
the
then.
reason is obvious. I mean, how do we not know this? We literally had Luffy not use Advanced Conqueror's coding at all, or even more than one Conqueror's attack at all on the Gorosei, because they needed to seem unbeatable. And then the very next arc, we're getting how to beat these guys using Conqueror's Haki. I mean, obviously that's plot. You can't use that in an argument against what we're talking about.
I didn't use
That's
that.
just being mischievous
I
as
use-
hell
I
about
use
it.
Odin.
No, I didn't say the word.
I use Odin. I use a different example.
And
And the same thing with Odin, the barrier with Odin.
Emotional mindset.
Odin needed to be able to not defeat Orochi at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't
Plain and
think
simple.
that Orochi would even be that big of a problem for real. Why would I be?
It would have
looking
just
out
been
my strongest
Kaido
attacks
the
against
entire
this
time we were
little
fighting.
rat?
Orochi needed to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly plot.
I'm
Just
just-
because you say plot doesn't mean that your argument is invalid.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Villain.
Yo,
This was a fun conversation, man.
nah, I appreciated it. Sincerely. Low key, look, Seb, here's my thing. Look, is I've been progressively in this Discord since like the past 3 years. And I've been trying to always constantly, I'm always trying to argue with Larry, and you messed it up for me
Listen,
by being the one to be triggered by anything I was saying. Like, we could have had a good hockey conversation, and you decided to yell at me, and then we
Listen,
argued.
y'all started yelling at me
Sebastian doesn't
first.
know what hockey is.
Stop
Y'all
making
started
me
yelling
agree
at
with
me
Larry.
first, and then Larry started being an
I
ass.
asked a question. I asked the question, and you were upset. I just wanted to know what you felt about a situation that I saw in the manga.
Listen, bro. Sebastian, it's coming. Listen, the twins are getting outed, and Sebastian's getting outed, bro.
Look.
Listen, I
Sebastian
didn't know
doesn't know
the
what
Roger
hockey is,
Pirates
bro.
had hockey training lessons every Saturday on the Oral Jackson. I'm happy for them. I'm glad they was able to do that.
Bro, seeing you
Elevate
now,
the
you
hockey
being
up.
childish
You know what I'm
you
saying?
can learn things.
That's what
and
happened.
explore the
Apparently,
world, man.
that's what
You know,
happened.
listen,
They
bro.
went, yo, Roger, teach us your
You ain't
ways,
never-
because we not
You
like
play a
that.
sport, man?
We need
Did you
you
play
to
sports?
teach us. We
Yeah, what did
can't
you do,
learn
bro?
these things on our own. We can't
What
grow
physical thing
without
would you stress on
Daddy
life?
Roger training us. That's what they say.
Crazy.
That's
Yo,
how
that's
y'all
your
come.
mans. Why are you doing this to your mans? The Roger Pirates is your people.
That's
you
how
rock with the
y'all
Roger Pirates.
talking.
Why is you?
That's
No,
how
we
y'all
not saying
talking.
that. Bro, we
But-
saying they was tough and they was fighting and they was learning together, and
Nah,
you
man.
saying that they sat down
Nah,
for
man.
Sunday school. That's
Sunday
rude.
school with Master Roger, Seafood
We
Roger.
watched them get dropped off on islands. It was like, hey, yo, handle it this time.
Seafood Roger,
Because
man.
you ain't do it last time.
Come
You know what I'm saying?
through to the
We'll get
Oral
battles
Jackson
together.
at 4
This
p.m.
is crazy.
You know
Roger
what I'm saying?
Pirate Scandal? This is what we doing? This is how you
Hey.
feeling on a Tuesday?
Hey, man.
This wasn't on my bingo card.
Sebastian
'Cause I thought it was
doesn't
cool.
know what hockey is.
I don't know what hockey is,
Yeah,
man.
bro, I don't know,
It's just
man. I
that
never said
simple,
that,
bro.
Seb. I never
Listen,
got this, bro. I love you, man.
Apparently,
You're my
hockey
favorite.
grows more
Up and out.
when you have a master just outright training you on what it is than it does
So
when
Seb,
you
Seb, you
in-
like kid, right? You're a
when
kid guy,
you're
right?
in extreme situations, man. Hockey grows
You're
more
a kid,
than.
right?
Cook,
You think kid's a
cook,
decent
villain.
person, right?
Cook, villain.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's a decent person. He never got taught anything about Conqueror's hockey.
He did it.
Right? Ever.
He
So
did
the
it.
kid could have been something. We acknowledge. A kid was cool, bro. He was throwing stuff. He had fists. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was boxing. He came up with laser beams. Kid was tough. He was doing all of this with devil fruit and arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, if somebody had sat that young boy down and told him how to use anything that he was blessed with, that he would have been slightly more of a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
He could have been the Whitebeard of a generation. He could have been
Tell him,
something.
villain.
But you know what happened? Nobody taught him nothing. Nobody taught him a thing. So we got a Conqueror's hockey user getting at the bottom of the sea right now, Elbaf, because one of the young boys of the Roger Pirates who learned hockey, who apparently at Sunday school, if you want to call it that, instead of just learning together and growing as a crew, you know what I'm saying? Got wiped with one shot. So this is what we doing, Seb. These are your mans.
Listen, man.
I'm trying to acknowledge that the Roger Pirates were more intelligent than Luffy and his crew, and now you saying they had Sunday school, and it's like, why? Like, we see the examples of education versus non-education and why they were great. And
Yo, villain, you know who Sebastian reminds you of?
I don't know, somebody saying that cat could be the admiral?
No, the dudes that used to laugh at you in school because you was trying to learn. It was like, damn, yo, look at him trying to be smart.
Nerd, look at you reading a book.
Look at you reading a book.
Like, what?
Nerd.
You wearing them glasses with shame.
Yeah. Listen. Yeah, I think
Hooked you on the
Roger
Jesus.
Pirates was training each other, and that's cool. I like that.
How do you feel about Kid? How do you explain Kid to me and his Conqueror's Haki and why he couldn't use Haki?
Kid not a top tier, man.
Please?
What you want?
No,
he's not a top
he
tier.
he needed.
Damn,
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
He
Village,
needed.
you know what that sounds
What he
like?
needed.
That sounds a lot like plot, yo.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Not a top tier. Oh, man.
He not.
Master Devil Fruit, a loyal crew,
Crazy,
bro.
yo.
You know what I'm saying? The
He not.
ambition, the will to be a Color of Supreme King user. He had the same blood that Harold was talking about flowing through him.
Kid
And he
be,
couldn't do nothing
Kid be back.
because nobody taught him nothing.
Only if somebody could teach him something, yo.
Kid'll be back.
God.
Kid'll be back.
And
No,
you
he's
say
not.
that. Look, put that on your bingo card. Waste of space, please. Please waste everybody's time with nonsense about Kid.
I don't think he'll be back in 2026. That's too early. It's too soon.
Hey, look.
Yeah,
At the end
it's
of
too
the series,
soon.
it's still too soon.
Too soon. Too soon.
Wow.
That was
All right.
great.
Hey, I've been talking for a minute. I appreciate you. This was funny.
Hey, man.
No, this was good.
Villain. Have a good night, bro.
See you later,
That was
villain.
Blessed.
Yo, we cooked with that kid
man.
part.
Too funny, bro.
Yeah, that was funny.
But
That was actually great.
we got a couple of super chats sitting. We gotta get to those real quick. We got 5 from ReggieJ. Hey Larry, for the way the Covenant works, and as the great Kenyon Martin says, can you repeat that for the brothers in the back?
I mean, I was wrong as hell in the beginning of the Covenant, so I'll leave it up to Seb. He got it right.
I mean,
I was partially right though.
oh man, Covenant is the Covenant, bro. As far as like an actual detailed breakdown of how it works, that first level is just kind of a contract with Emu, where if you're in close enough range or proximity, he can overtake your body. The next level allows you to become an undead, like immortal person that can regenerate from attacks. And then that next level seemingly is whatever the Gorosei have going on. Maybe they gain special powers or Delph Fruit abilities or whatever, as well as the immortality, and possibly even they don't age anymore. So that's my understanding of it. Those are the 3 levels. I forgot what they're called. It's like deep sea, deep sea, or abyssal. I don't remember.
What?
I don't remember.
It's the
the
shallows.
names. Yeah, there we go. Shallows,
The abyss,
and then
the
depths. There it is. Thank you. Appreciate you. That's what happens when you read the fan translations, y'all. We got another 2 from ReggieJ. It says, bro, Rimuru Tempest is that guy for real? I might have to check it out. We got another 2 from Miracle D. Mayo. Larry not on cam because he got that sunburn. He wasn't that burnt.
No, I was on cam on Monday.
Yeah, I was saying he wasn't that burnt on Monday. We got another 5.
Did I get a little darker?
You were a little darker, yeah.
Yeah.
Another 5 from ReggieJ. Talking about Haki versus training is 2 different things. That's fair. That is fair. I was being petty. That's fair. They might have had some Haki conversations.
Yeah, I was being petty.
I was being a little petty. Another 2 from Lord Vegeta. Is it just me or is the Mi 6 link not working? I don't know.
Is it not? I'll check it.
Yeah, check the link. Yo, let us know if the Mi 6 link isn't working. Ragnar says no.
Because it should be working. We haven't had anybody say anything in the Discord, right?
No, that's the first person that said something like that to me.
Maybe they're talking about the video description in YouTube. If so, I'll check it right now because I just got home. So.
Okay. All right, Larry's gonna work on that, but thank you for pointing that out, Ragnar. We got another 20 Canadian from, I can't see the name, but it's Mr. Fred Rado something, I don't know. One thing I struggle with in One Piece is that the Straw Hats don't talk about Haki or even their pasts. Sometimes the friendships come off as a bit surface level, mainly so that reveals can be timed for us as the audience. Happy New Year's, y'all. Yeah, I can agree with that sentiment in general. Should the Straw Hats talk about Haki more in the way that Villain and Larry were saying that they believe the Roger Pirates were? Yes. Should they talk about their past experiences in general more? Yes. I say we got a decent, or at least more of that pre-time skip where they're kind of just around shooting the crap and around each other and interacting a lot more. Post-time skip, we've gotten less of that. I think it's just more of there's more ensemble in the cast and there's more going on. There's more moving parts. Or doesn't really have time for hey, we're just kind of friends hanging out. They kind of showcase their love for one another through extreme moments and situations versus just kind of living everyday life as friends, right? So it's sad, but it's kind of a necessity of the show at this point. I do agree that I would like to see more of it. I just don't know where we fit all that in for real, to be honest. Maybe in fillers?
Bro just goes up to Sanji and he's like, so how many bodies you got?
Listen. I'll be with it, yo. I'll be with that conversation, man. Another 2 from ReggieJ. Larry Wright, hella obvious. Hashtag reading is great. I don't be killing people for reading, man. Y'all be... Another 2 from McDonald's. Seb could rage bait a monk into throwing hands. You think so? We got another 5 from ReggieJ. What training kids Drake legends trained crewmates in Haki? Sure, buddy. Hey, man, it's all possible. Another 2 from ReggieJ. Nika, did I catch you just trying to be? Another 5 from ReggieJ. Larry, it's cool, but you stay with common sense takes usually anyway. 100 handshake emoji and thank you. Yeah, man. Oh man, y'all too funny, bro. They said Lakers in 5. All right, speaking of ReggieJ, he's next up on the call list. Reggie, you there, man?
On live. What's good, y'all?
What's going on, bro?
What up, Reg?
Not much. How y'all been?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Thank you for all the donations, man. You've been donating like crazy recently.
Yeah, thank you,
of course,
bro.
man. Definitely, man. Appreciate y'all too, man. Good work, community, positive, laughs. That was just funny as hell, man.
Thank you, brother.
Of course. And Larry, bro, I'm on your side, bro. Chill out, man. This nigga snap. He said, man, you're out, man. Forget Reggie. Who's Reggie? How old are you? 15? Nigga, you look at this 30.
At least 30.
No, bro, man.
Reference. Okay,
I'm telling you, man. But no, for that covenant part, I was hoping, you know what I'm saying, you had something, but someone said you was wrong too, but I was like, I'm gonna defend my mans, but like we both wrong.
Hey, man. It happens, bro. To the best of us.
For sure. But on average, though, home runs is crazy. We be hitting them takes now.
What's up? You got a theory or a question for us?
Shoot, not gonna lie to you. That coveted thing, I was hoping it could go like way more. Guys, gonna talk about that. But since we're here for ish and giggles, let's talk about that Mihawk versus Shanks, bro. I don't care. Let's get it.
Okay. What do you want to hear?
All right, basically, I'm gonna piggyback off the question I said last time about their power and gap and stuff, gap and power. So I'm hearing the equals prior to Shanks getting Conquerors and all, but my point of view is if Haki is the end all be all and Conquerors, you know what I'm saying, that's the cherry on top on everything, whatever. But it's like, come on, what are we talking about, bro? I don't know. Let's older guy just illustrate it for people to get it, but I understand the fandom and the lore. Let me stop sousing the mic.
Okay. I mean, who do you think is stronger, Mihawk or Shanks?
What I've seen and read, I believe it's Shanks.
What
the narrative.
What do you think the gap is?
Oof. Sure, it's looking like a Zoro versus Luffy, right? Well, I think you got respect almost the same, I guess, but I might be weird the way I say it, but I got Shanks, bro. That gap, until we see me all get conquered, I feel like it's a huge gap because they could fight and play with swords all they want. But as soon as that Haki gets added, like you can't handicap the match. Tell me I can't use my Haki, bro. Like I'm slicing you up. Like it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but what y'all feel? That's tough.
I think they're relative. I've always thought that they were relative. I just think Shanks is stronger.
Right.
I don't think there's a major gap between them. I just don't think Mihawk has had the showings that he needed to have to showcase that. I blame Oda for that, not Mihawk personally, but that's a whole other conversation, I guess. In general, if I had to guess which gap was larger, I'd say the gap between Luffy and Zoro is larger than the gap between Mihawk and Zoro and Shanks, or vice versa.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, we scale with like a scale of like 1 to 100. If I had Shanks like a 97 or 98, I'd have Mihawk at like a 95, 96. Right. So
It's not bad.
yeah, it's nothing too crazy. People will kill me for that, but that's the game. Larry, you have anything for that?
I mean, I don't think they're that close.
Okay.
I just don't. Like, when it comes to sword play, yeah, they're close. But when it comes to Haki, I think there is some type of competition. I just don't believe that Mihawk could ever overthrow Shanks in that department. And that's what really matters in the show. It doesn't matter what type of swordsmanship you have. If I just have better Haki than you, then I'm just going to win. And I know people hate that explanation about One Piece. I get it. It simplifies battles so much now, but we're at the point in the show where that now is a reality. And it's kind of like the Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z effect, where eventually it just became whose power level is bigger. But that's really what it is. We're at that point where like giant strength doesn't matter to somebody with Rock's Haki. Roger. Doesn't matter if Whitebeard's supremely bigger than me or any, like, it doesn't matter if your Devil Fruit is the speed of light or it is light. It doesn't matter if it's gravity. It doesn't matter. I can be as fast as I want, but if I have future sight and I can see it 20 seconds in advance and just move, then whatever you're doing just doesn't matter. So when it comes to the Haki, if your Haki's not there, you're getting beat 1000%.
Act up and put in that rolling paper, but I'm gonna chill out so I will get demonetized. Right? And Larry, listen, if you keep on cooking like this, man, Oda gonna send you a strongly worded email, bro. Chill out, you trying to eat in these streets. Oh my God, bro. But that boy's golden, man. All y'all, including Law, hating Naruto behind.
Yeah, I don't get it, bro.
I don't get why he's so angry. That's what I don't get. I don't get why he hates us so much. I don't get it. Like, what Naruto do to you, bro?
I'm saying, bro. Listen, secretly, he has a poster that y'all don't know. His secret room, like he has a whole poster of Naruto everywhere, bro. Y'all just don't know. Him and Lionel.
It's right next to the Vita Guerrera.
Oh my God. Yo,
that's how we come on the show
fine,
sometimes,
bro. She's still fine. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, Vita Guerrera is still fine.
Yo. But shoot, I think that's about all I got. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta save time for everybody else. A lot of people in that call waiting.
Yeah, man.
All right, thank you, Reggie,
appreciate you,
y'all,
bro.
man.
And thank you again for all the donations, too, bro. Truly.
Much love.
Much love, man. Have a good night.
You too. Appreciate that.
All right. We got a couple more super chats. I'm gonna read those. Also gotta update the who went, who didn't go. But yeah, we got 5 from Stereo Jack. It says, why are we using plot as a negative? If characters are always on 10 with everything, wouldn't that just be boring and streamlined? Yeah, I can agree with that. I can.
Yeah. It makes it exciting to just talk why things didn't happen when they should have.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the answer, man. But other times it's a cop out. And I'm gonna pick those times when it's convenient for me. I'm honest about who I am, bro. Alright? I'll always be that. We got another 10 from Villain. It says, Sam said no to educating yourselves. You want y'all to end up like Kid, one shot by the son of a world noble. Hashtag shame on you. Hashtag hockey chucking. Hashtag leakage. Hashtag I never said plot. Hashtag educate yourselves. And then another 10 gifted memberships from Villain. Villain, thank you so much, man. You got us active in here, bro. You got us wilding out. All right. It looks like I think Ragnir figured it out. I don't know.
Did he?
I don't know, but he's in here now, so maybe. All right, let's get Gaimon in here. Gaimon, you there?
I joined right away.
Yeah, man. I saw you in here earlier, dropped out, and then you're also I think Yonko status, so you get first dibs, bro. So.
No, yeah, my bad. I got something busy earlier. That's why I dropped out. But
no, you good?
No, I just wanted to ask. So I heard people talking about Loki joining the crew and even Ragnir. What would you guys think if Gunko joined?
Oh wow, okay. Gunko for next Nakama? I actually think it's more feasible that she would join than Loki.
Than Loki, right?
Personally.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I agree as well.
What we would need to do though is have her lose her covenant. So she'd have to lose a limb wherever that covenant is. Probably on her arm, assumingly. And I know way back in the day, Oda's first sketches for Nami was actually as a one-armed woman with a battle axe.
Oh, with the mechanical arm, right? I forgot about that.
So it's not like it's not like impossible for an amputee to be on the crew of the Pirate King.
She wouldn't be the first quote unquote villain that's joined or bad guy.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would make more sense for her to join than Loki, because I feel like Loki should be more of like an honorary member, like a Momonosuke or a Vivi type character, and he should give Luffy that that territory on Elbaf, like the same way he does on Alabasta and Wano, and even Fishman Island with like Shirahoshi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I fully agree with that, because to me, Loki, I mean, people talk about like the big nations, right? The most important nations. I think I highlighted on Monday's stream. Basically, if Loki's I don't think Loki becomes like the king of Elbaf personally. I think otherwise that would be crapping on Haruden's dream, right? Like, I think it'll become a situation where they both do rule or both are leading Elbaf forward. And Loki would be the Yamato representation of like, I'm the big bad, super strong person that can defeat people, and Haruden will be the ruler or leader, right? In the same way that Momo is the ruler / shogun of Wano, and then Yamato is the actual deterrent for like big bads coming and knocking on their door, right? So I just don't see Loki coming, at least as a crew member. So I would be down for a Gunko thing. I got to see how the story with Brooke plays out.
She would be the third woman on the crew too.
Yeah, be pretty cool. I want to know how her Devil Fruit works without connection to Emu. It seems like it would just be that same arrow situation she got going on. I don't know if there needs to be a tie to Emu for that. I don't think so. But to me, it's like she's not too powerful, but she's also really is strong. She'd kind of fill that void that I wanted Carrot to fill as far as filling the next Straw Hat. But I don't know. I'm definitely more next Nakama, Gunko next Nakama than Loki next Nakama right now.
Yeah, I kind of want her to join too, even because like she recognized Brooke too, and like I mean, right now we don't know why, but I feel like obviously we're gonna get a big reason as to why she knows Brooke or even like has ties to him, I guess. But even then, I feel like that gives her more chance to join the crew than Loki. I feel like Loki should just be like that, like how I said, like he should just give he should be the person that Luffy has on Elbaf to like have Elbaf be his territory.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of him joining.
Larry?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if she joins over Carrot, I might flip a table. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I felt like you guys were cooking, but I really don't care.
Carrot ain't coming back.
I just wanted Carrot, and if Gunko gets that, then yeah, don't expect me on the pod that episode.
What if we get super dope characterization and backstory from her? What if you fall in love with the girl, man? You don't know. You don't know what you'll feel like in 6 months.
I'm good, yeah.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah, I wanted a furry.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what unfolds.
Okay.
I wanted a furry.
That's real. Got him on.
Yo.
Have a good night, bro.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, what's wrong with you, bro? You can't. Come on.
Bro, the Garchu is such a
Garchu.
good saying, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being Garchu'd all the time instead of Sanji and Zoro fighting.
Okay. We did get another 2 from Villain. It says, only the uneducated haven't. # like the stream. Yeah, man, like the stream. Like the stream. Let's get NoPapi in here. No, are you there? No going once. No going twice. All right. Let's get Enfahmus in here. Enfahmus, you there? Enfahmus? So you jumped off mute, but I don't hear you. Enfahmus going once. Enfahmus going twice. All right. Let's see if Noah's here again. No, you there?
Oh, I'm back. Oh, okay, cool. My bad, man.
There we go.
Late.
All right. How's it going, man?
Yeah, all right, come on, man. What's up, y'all?
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
All right. Y'all ready for Usopp to save the land of Elbaf?
Oh my god.
You have a theory, or is that you just?
No. My theory is I'm gonna reveal to y'all who the man marked by flames is.
Okay.
Usopp is my favorite character, so like,
It's not
So
Usopp,
bad
is
for
it?
you.
Is Usopp not the man marked by flames? Is he?
Stop it.
Okay, just making sure. I'm just making sure we was seated in some level of logic here before we continue. All right, go ahead. Talk to us.
Can I share my screen with y'all? Like, I get a little presentation. I need my manga panels.
Oh yeah,
man.
he's the one that did the presentation.
Yeah.
last
Hold
time.
on.
Yeah,
I
he
have
has
something.
to.
I have something for this. Hold on. Oh man. All right, hold on. I gotta do some editing. Hold on. Give me. Dang.
Y'all gonna love this theory.
Dang. Hold on. I'm slacking. Give me like 2 seconds to figure this out. Stop being locked. There we go. All right. Hold up. Gotta make some changes. Make some adjustments.
Y'all ain't thinking about the theory though, right? It's not dead. I'm saying. I also want to say something too about Rocks. Before he died.
All right.
What I'm saying right now, I could.
Oh yeah, share your screen, man. Talk to us. What you got going, bro?
Right, baby.
It's about as good as I could do right there.
I don't know what you did, but
It's for the stream at home, man. Don't worry about it. You better not wild out on the screen, man. You know what I'm saying?
no, I'm not. I get to the.
Imagine he just plays meat spin.
Yo, bro, bro. Oh man, bro, what's up, man? Crapper, get off the pot, man.
Kind of shit. Oh, this is. Oh, you see my screen? Okay, you see it?
I can now, man. Hit me.
All right, cool.
Make it larger, bro. Pause.
Hold on, it's good now.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I believe the man with rough flames is an ex-slave that took out their master and hold on, my bad. I'll share my notes.
Hold on.
Okay, that took out their master.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure we all saw it. All right,
yeah, it looks
you're
like
good now, bro.
Yeah, it looks like the YouTube can see it. I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how clear it is. Can you make your screen a little bigger, Reggie, or no?
No, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's good.
All
right, so I believe the man with rough flames was an ex-slave that took out their master and got their face blown off by a celestial dragon slave caller and hijacked the he blew by a celestial dragon slave caller and hijacked the prisoner ship shown in God Valley and freed slaves in the process as well. And I believe that man is Orlog.
All right,
okay. So, all All right, so the main clues we get is Law's reaction when a Mermaid Flames first gets name dropped, Luffy's information about him selling a pitch black ship and able to create whirlpools, and Luffy's theory about them working with the world government. All right, so starting with Law. So when Kid brings up the Mermaid by Flames, Law makes a face as if he knows more information about the Mermaid by Flames than anybody else. So I went back to Law's introduction in Sabaody. So the whole arc was about these slaves and the explosive colors they wore. The first slave we get introduced to was a man named Devil Diaz. He was a slave that tried to escape, but begged for someone to take his collar off. Hachi's, one of Onlong's men, said he know he can't escape. Slaves wear a collar tied to a chain. If you break that chain, the collar explodes. Soon after this, Devil Diaz's collar explodes and his face gets blown off. After his face gets blown off, we get introduced to one of Law's future crewmates, Gene Bart. So Gene Bart was an ex-slave that was freed from Law by removing his collar. So I believe Gene Bart was the one who told Law more information about the Mermaid by Flames. So now, I'm going to God Valley. We get introduced to a pitch black ship, which is a prisoner ship carrying slaves. Going back to Shiryu's theory, Shiryu predicted that the Mermaid by Flames was working with the world government. He predicted this because he was an ex-warden that used to transport prisoners in these ships, and he knows that the world government uses these ships to transport slaves. So that's why he predicted this. All right. So now going back to Luffy. Luffy thinks the Mermaid Flames has a devil fruit. He thinks this because he thinks Mermaid Flames has a devil fruit, and that's why he creates the whirlpools. But us, the readers, know that fishmen could also create whirlpools. We know this because of Arlong Park. And I don't know what's up next. All right, and we also know that the last road poneglyph that this man took was the one on Fishman Island. So this means that the Mermaid Flame is most likely a fishman. All right, so I decided to go to the Fishman Island flashback, which is all about slaves again, and it's the island where the last road poneglyph was taken to. So the main characters in this flashback was Orihime, Fisher Tiger, Jinbei, and Arlong. So in this flashback, Arlong goes to prison, but he gets bailed out by Jinbei, so he never became a slave. But in the current story, we know Arlong goes to prison because of Hachi's cover page story. But when we go to the Impel Down arc, Arlong wasn't there. So I believe Arlong was transported to become a slave. And when he became one, he took out his master and tried to escape, but was unlucky and blew up, unlike his captain, Fisher Tiger, who was lucky and was free from... Hold on, give me a minute.
Yeah, I love that he has a presentation, bro. It's so dope to me.
Yeah, it's heat.
I'm bad, my bad.
No, you good.
But, all right, what I said, but he was unlucky and blew up from his collar, unlike Fisher Tiger, who got lucky and was free from Shanks from his collar. And so after Arlong gets blown up and his face gets blown off, I believe he hijacks the prisoner ship, like he hijacked a marine ship before Fisher died. Ooh, my bad, I'm out of breath. I ran to the room and back. Cheers, stop laughing. Stop laughing, I'm ready. Stop laughing.
Now you good. Go ahead.
So he hijacks. So after he hijacks the prisoner ship, he hijacks the prisoner ship, going back, like how he hijacked the marine ship when before Fisher Tiger died and told him he was a former slave. Oh, all right, my bad. Okay, so
take a breath, bro. You don't gotta rush through it.
I'm good. So in the flashback, Arlong used to make fun of Aladdin for becoming a slave, and he used to preach out he hates humanity and stuff like that. And so I believe that, and when he heard Fisher Tiger was a slave, he was devastated and he couldn't believe it. So I believe Arlong's greatest fear is becoming a slave. So he'll rather die than become a slave, like the one pirate in the auction house. One pirate in the auction house who killed himself so he would have become a slave. This guy right here. Kill himself. So I believe only rather die than become a slave. So I'm trying to say, like this guy. So Arlong will have a scar on his face and be unrecognizable because of this slave collar. He'll have a sun mark from his former ex-slave captain. He'll have a slave mark. He'll have another mark covering that slave mark, just like how his captain did. Making him worthy of having the name Man Marked by Flames. and I think his new mark will be a crescent moon. And Arlong, so the Mammoth Flame sails in a pitch black ship. The marine ship is the sail's not pitch black, but Fisher Tiger, his sails is pitch black with the sun on the middle. So I believe Arlong's will be pitch black with a moon on the middle, crescent moon, just like Fisher Tiger. Because like Fisher Tiger is his Shanks and Roger.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie. I love it. I do. Listen, I don't know if it's the visuals that helped it and made me believe more and tell the story or weave the story, or just how Oda tends to write things, but I can see it and I'm with it. And yet the tie-in of the road poneglyph being on Fishman Island for so long and that Arlong probably ran into it, he could have had them rubbings, man. Maybe not the poneglyph itself, or maybe he do got the poneglyph himself.
No, he definitely could.
But in general, he had access to it for a long time. I don't know. I'm Larry, what you think, bro?
If Arlong was to give Nami the map to like Laughtail,
bro,
what a full circle moment.
That's what I'm saying. You see it? I see it, bro. Are you kidding me? Like, Nami has to traverse to Lodestar or whatever to run into Arlong at the end of this thing, bro. That's the type of stuff Oda would do, man.
Yeah, Fisher Tiger. Remember, he was brought back up in the God Valley flashback with the black ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Arlong's idol. So, yeah.
I wonder how Nami would feel, yo. She'd probably crash out.
Arlong.
I wonder how Luffy would feel.
What about Jinbei? Need to get Jinbei and Arlong part 2 fight?
I don't know that they would fight. Listen, you got Mr. Music Major in the building saying that's good. Listen, y'all need to come prepared with y'all theories like NoPapi, bruh. Presentation mode. I'm ready for that. I was able to maneuver on the go, man. We need this. This is what we need.
I think I loved it so much more because he ran out of breath.
Yo,
literally made me laugh.
Yo, that was so hilarious, bro. Like, yo, bro, you can take a breath while you explain it, man. I know theories be a lot.
Run back. I ain't want to wish y'all time.
I appreciate the effort you put in, bro, to all of this.
No, when you come this prepared, believe me, bro, it's not a waste of time.
Yeah.
So don't think that. This is way more than, I'm pretty sure you do more than most. So this is very impressive.
Yeah, man. We need more. We need more of this, man.
And low key, I think you should be like a little YouTuber, bro.
Yeah, I'll be posting my videos, man. I'll be preaching I solved the end of One Piece, man. I solved like everything.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you're posting them because you definitely have the skill set and you have the mind to do it. So listen, bro, much success to you. I hope you find it quickly.
Listen, if this pops, you're the first person I've seen say this ever. If this pops, bro, I'm shouting. Listen, I got you, bro. Whatever it takes, so people know. Did you post this? Did you post this yet?
I got more theories too. I got crazier theories.
Have you posted this one? Oh, I see you got rocks on the screen, man. What's going on?
Yeah.
Did you post this on your channel?
Yeah, I post everything. Yeah, I posted and share it.
Okay, yo, listen.
I want everybody to hear it.
Link your page right now if you don't mind, bro. People could, you know what I'm saying, so they know.
Oh, link it. It's just NoPapi. Just like NoPapi.
Okay.
It's at NoPapi. Just everything NoPapi.
Okay.
You from New York?
Yeah. Well, I'm originally from New York, but I don't live in New York no more.
Oh, okay. I was like, I feel a little New York.
Nah, this was great, man. And listen, if this happens, bro, that's the type of stuff. That's the type of theory that will really blow a channel up, man. So
yeah. I'll be sounding like God Oda hates.
See, I like that confidence, bro.
Nah, I got a whole thing, and one thing says the God Oda hates.
I like this guy.
But no, I'm not gonna keep calling you Poppy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's not gonna happen.
Call me NP.
NP? Okay, I bet.
MP? TP?
TP? DP?
What? Is that supposed to be a joke?
That's an inside joke, man. My fault. I should have did that. That's my fault. You know what a DP is? Yo, all right. Yo, it's all right, man. Yo, MP. I low-key, I legit hope this happens now. I do. Because I'm gonna be real, I don't really like a lot of man marked by flames theories. I know Larry doesn't either. So like this was a different and more unique one, which ties into like the full circle of One Piece. So yo, Larry, chill, bro. Chill.
He said, what? You know, it's so funny. I feel like NoPapi is like, he's like very serious.
He is. My fault, man.
Yeah, like he's very serious, but it's like we're joking around, even though he's not. It just makes it so much funnier. He has that Lawrence vibe.
Yeah.
Like they're funny without trying to be funny.
Listen, I'm serious in the sense that I think this theory is great. I do.
Yeah, this theory is great though.
I know me and Larry are being assholes right now in general, but like overall, I do think the theory is great. And I think you put a lot of work into it. So I'm happy you brought this to us, man.
All right, now I want to talk about rocks.
Oh, you got a whole other theory, man. I gotta get other callers in, dog.
No, it's gonna be quick. It's only one panel.
Okay.
It's gonna be quick. So remember, I said that Rox Beck stole Harold's family treasure before he went to God Valley.
Mm-hmm.
So before Rox died, when Rox died, see his face, how he's upside down.
Mm-hmm.
We did see a smile. So I believe when he smiled, it's gonna look like a frown, like mirroring how when Luffy awakened and Ace's hat. And Loki's devil fruit. So everybody's predicting what Loki devil fruit is, right? So remember the monsters that Killing made, what his name is? Killingham made. So you know, everybody's predicting like he's the dragon or the Nidhogg, what you call it. So remember when Gunko, when Summers asked Gunko what she scared the most, she said Nika. She said Nika because I think Rock's awakened right here because he ate Rock's fruit. I know it sounds crazy. I know y'all ain't gonna believe me, but Loki's fruit was like he was silhouetted and like. So like Loki was on 4 legs, then he stood up. So I think his fruit works like Chopper's, because you know how Chopper was like put to the side by Roto when Roto said he was a sun god. So I think Loki was able to like transform his body into like different forms. If that makes sense. Like Chopper. So, but it's a Nika fruit, I think. Because like everybody's saying it's not Nika fruit, but like we're being told it's a Nika fruit. And everybody thought it wasn't because that was Luffy's, but it's not Luffy's, so it has to be a Nika fruit because everybody's saying it's a Nika fruit. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. All right, that's
okay.
Ross Beck stole Harold's family's treasure. Remember that.
Okay. All right, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
All right, good night.
Yeah, have a good one. And y'all, check out MP's channel, man. He put in the work.
Bro, that literally made me laugh. It's so funny.
Yeah. No, the theory was clean, bro. I know I got a lot of no's in the chat. I see Young Vito saying that it's going to be Tom in the end. It's going to be the man marked by flames. We'll see. But
DP?
DP? Yo, I feel like such a douche, man. I'm sorry, MP. I'm sorry. If it felt like we didn't take your fault.
We're just having an inside joke because of a meme we saw.
Listen, man. But I don't know. I feel bad, bro. You put in the work and we laughing.
No, I mean, listen, I loved that. Like, I loved everything that was about that. That's the first theory about the man marked by flames that I actually like. But when you have a hard stop, you said
8:15. So I got to get through these super chats, and I got like 2 more that are like guaranteed to get in here. So
okay.
Yeah. All right. So we got 5 from Asterio Jack. It says Boa, the final member. But if Loki doesn't join, I don't know how the Straw Hats match with the tops of the verse. I don't think he needs to join the crew to be a part of the final battle, right? Like, being in the crew doesn't mean you gotta, like, that's not the only way to help the Straw Hats in the end, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Another 2 from Lord Vegeta. It says Garchu. Ragnar, man, missed you, bro. Another 2 from Villain.
Ragnar's in the chat.
Yeah, he's in the chat. He's in the call waiting too. I'm trying to get him in here. He donated a couple times, and technically we have enough to get.
Been years. I thought he only chilled in other people's streams.
Yeah, man. Ragnar don't love us no more, bro.
Yeah, bro. They ain't got vaginas.
Another 2 from Villain. Hashtag I wanted a furry. Hashtag Lord Larry tripping. Hashtag educate yourself. Another 10 from JD Cervantes. Sup guys, happy to catch the live. Was hoping I could ask a few questions if I can get in. My name is Jake475. Oh man, all right, we gotta get Jake in here, man. Damn, bro, I gotta hurry it up. Another 5 from Black Ghost. Justice for Chopper's Birder. Hashtag Emu got no neck. Hashtag road to 200K. Justice for Chopper's Birder. Isn't that Chris's alt, bro? What? Why? Another 5 from ReggieJ. Seb, you a goat. Don't forget that. 100. Thank you. Twins, leakage, goats. Oh my God. Another 5 from ReggieJ. This line was about Usopp. Chopper hit him and he turned into a booty clapper. Drake featured 21 Savage. Knife talk. Y'all too funny, man. All right, let's get Enfahmus in here because we got him in there earlier, but he couldn't go.
Oh man. Hello.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
My fault, man. I was still on mute earlier. I'm muting the TV now, but yeah, I was on mute earlier. I ain't even realize. How y'all doing?
Chilling, man.
Doing good, man.
We got rapid fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Talk to me.
How you doing?
Okay, man. I always catch y'all late, man. But I finally got to catch you, Larry. I've been calling the last couple of weeks. You've been busy, man. You the main one I wanted to talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to me.
Yes, sir. First thing. No, I gotta say it.
Mm-hmm.
You had a theory the other day, man, when you was making a parallel between Emu and Dofi.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you missed it or if you just forgot to add it in there, but back in I want to say Punk Hazard. You remember when Akiji comes and saves Smoker when Dofi was finna one shot him, I guess kill him or whatever, whatever he was finna do.
Yeah,
right?
He's in his sunglasses, right? The reflection shows a vision of Emu. I never subscribed to that. I never thought that was actually Emu, but it very well could have been. I should have put it in there. I should have.
Yeah. You said okay. I didn't know if you caught on that or if it was, like I said, if it was on purpose or not.
Listen, it's more evidence with that than it is Garland scoring Whitebeard. But
oh man, see, and what's crazy? You touched on that. We can start there. All right, Larry, man. It's been a minute, man. I've been waiting on this moment right here. All right, let's go back a couple chapters, right? Seb might remember some of this. I touched on this issue with him a little bit. You had said that being Domi makes you immortal. Is that still a fact today?
Does it make you immortal?
Yeah, like when you're Domi Reversi, do you feel like that makes you immortal? Do you have immortality?
As in, you can live on forever.
Essentially, right? Yeah. So like you can't die.
Or are you talking about like when you get hit, you don't receive any damage?
No. I ain't saying that. Essentially, like you'll take damage, but you'll recover and not die.
Okay, yeah. The shallows and up. Yeah, they all have it.
Okay. As far as that's as far as the seal. So what about Domi though?
Domi Reversi? I think it's I don't think they get long life, but I think when they're damaged, they receive the same type of effects as a Shallow's Covenant.
Okay. See, because I always looked at it more like an enhanced like regeneration. You know what I'm saying? Not more so like they couldn't die, even though he does when he said when he grants his power, he says I give you what do you say a non-dying body,
undying body. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say something like that. But it's like even with that wording, I never thought it actually worked like that. I always thought it was more just like heavy regeneration. And my main thing was back to when Rox kills his whole family. His whole family was Domi Reversi, and like how we talked about in previous episodes, you don't have full control of your Haki when you're Domi. So he wouldn't be able to unleash a critical mass how Roger and Garp had to do against him to knock him out of Domi. So it's like, how does he kill his whole family? You know what I mean? If they're on top of, he wasn't able to use critical mass, but they're also supposed to be quote unquote immortal, right? How did they die from a non-critical mass attack? That was always something I wanted more illustration from the author, but I wanted to see how y'all kind of felt about that too, especially you, Larry.
So the way it works for me is depending on how much Haki you have depends if I have to use Critical Mass Supreme King Haki, right? So the only reason I would use Critical Mass is because the other person has Conqueror's Haki as well, and I need to overcome them all in one shot. So it's like a super concentrated faucet where the water is usually like coming out normally, but if I put my finger on 75% of it, the water just shoots out harder. So I think that's what happens with Critical Mass compared to like normal flowing water. It's just a huge rush of water was where it's pressurized, slamming into normal regular pressure water. You're gonna shoot straight through it, and I think that's what happens. But if a person like Rox's family, who doesn't have what I assume would be Conqueror's Haki, then normal Conqueror's Haki is just going to break through Domi Reversi. I think it's that simple when we speak about it. It only gets complicated the same way like Gabon and Shanks were fighting Harold, and Gabon is like, well, he has Conqueror's Haki, so it's really hard to just like beat him. Well, that's because Harold does have Conqueror's Haki, and you need to overcome his Haki, and they just didn't have it. He needed to like let it down.
You saying they needed to overcome his base Haki, because that was something I wanted to speak on too. Because I know you were saying that you said yesterday in the live stream that Harold wasn't using none of his Conqueror's Haki. I mean, I went back and looked at the panels and stuff. You never see Black Lightning in any of his attacks, but like I said, Gabon, clearly states that he is using Conqueror's Haki. So it's like, how do we evaluate that?
You just evaluate it by like saying, is he using any of his attacks? Is he fighting back? Did we see him do what he did against Rocks at all at any point? And if you can confidently say no, like I did, well, then it just shows he's not using his Conqueror's Haki. It's just emitting out of him the same way like Zoro just has Conqueror's Haki emitting out of him, even when he's not using his 3 sword style. That's why Gabon was saying, well, you're leaking, bro. Pause. But it's like,
right.
Yeah, it's like, but I'm not using my attacks. So if Zoro's just standing there, the way he's just standing there, and Conqueror's Haki is just leaking out, then you're going to assume that, well, he is weaker. Because when I see him fight King, he's actually utilizing his Conqueror's Haki into his attacks, and he's fighting back against King, who's essentially just trying to kick him in the face.
Right.
So it's like, I would consider Zoro stronger fighting King than I would Zoro on Elbaf just standing there, not doing anything.
Right, exactly. He's he has purpose at that point when he's using his energy and his hockey and whatnot in the fight versus just sitting there. I can see that.
Yeah, like for this has been stated before where I was trying to tell Sebastian that it's like plot, but when you go to Egghead and you look at Zoro and how he's fighting Lucci, you can see that he's using Conqueror's Haki, but he's not using like the more advanced forms of it the same way he was using it against King.
So when you say advanced, because this is my idea of advanced Conqueror's Haki, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm looking at it like, because I kind of had the same idea as you, like, well, Conqueror is just naturally kind of spewing out Conqueror Haki through his aura, his energy, or however you want to call it, but it's no real direction with it. But once you take that power and harness it to like, okay, I want to put my Conqueror's Haki into this punch. Is that now advanced? Are we advanced now with the Conqueror's Haki? Is that the idea of it?
No. So what it's coming down to from what Odin is starting to like release, I'm starting to see a very like recognizable pattern where Conqueror's Haki is all about one, having it, and then 2, utilizing it in specific ways. It might be the most advanced form of Haki that we've ever seen that could literally go in any route. So it's like, for example, we just don't see people utilize the Haki blast, right? Where it knocks people out. It just doesn't happen anymore. But that was a form of Conqueror's Haki. And then we could start imbuing it into our attacks, where we seen that with Don Chinjiao and Luffy, and they knocked people out around them due to their clash. But they weren't splitting the sky. And then we see Whitebeard and Shanks, and they clash, and it looks like they touch blades, and then they split the sky. And then we start seeing Kaido versus Luffy, where they're not touching blades, or Roger and Whitebeard, who are not touching blades, and yet they're exploding the sky, or just not touching at all. So there's so many different forms of Conqueror's Haki and the way you utilize it. And it seems the more advanced forms are actually taking Conqueror's Haki and utilizing it with observation or armament in specific ways. And I think that's what is probably going to make Mihawk so dangerous, is because when you look at Zoro, we know that Zoro is using Conqueror's Haki. We know that he's using armament Haki, but he's utilizing it in a way that Luffy doesn't utilize it. And it's very it's hard to distinguish, because we all think of it as like one thing, and it's starting to become, no, there's multiple ways to do this, which is going to make Haki the more outstanding choice amongst devil fruits or just regular physical ability.
Outstanding choice. I mean, like, you can hear me say hello?
We didn't hear what you said just now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was saying when you said the when you said the outstanding, when you say choice about the Haki, I was saying, like, further explain that. I was kind of, I didn't really understand what you were saying in that point, as far as Haki over the other powers.
It just, like, for example, Shanks having his future sight probably be the best we've ever seen. I don't doubt that Shanks is using his Conqueror's Haki infused with his observation in order to see farther into the future, but he also probably uses some type of Conquerors in a special way to cancel your observation Haki.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never think about it like that. Yeah, you were saying, so his observation is infused with his Conquerors, which allows him to be able to do extra things like future sight and things of that nature.
Yes, where Katakuri can only do it a couple of seconds into the future, because his future sight is a step above observation Haki. So Shanks has shown us, and this is what I try to tell people from jump, Shanks has kind of showed us how Conqueror's Haki can be utilized in so many different ways already than what any other character can use Conqueror's Haki. We've seen this man also use Conqueror's Haki as like a deterrent to an admiral from miles away. That's also something we don't know how, or even if Whitebeard or Roger were capable of doing, because we don't know if they were capable of utilizing Conqueror's Haki to that way. Now, granted, it's just utilizing the Conqueror's Haki. It doesn't mean that it's stronger. It just means that you can utilize it in a specific way to defeat or damage specific type of abilities.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, Larry. You're a little more versed with this Conqueror's Haki stuff than I thought. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I was gonna kind of have you. I ain't gonna lie. I thought I was gonna kind of have you a little bit, man. About months ago, man, you had told Seb, you was like, man, you need to go look up what is Conqueror's Haki on Wikipedia, man. And I've been trying to trump you ever since. Like, man, Larry don't know what he's talking about, man. Larry don't know what he's talking about. But I do think I got you on this one fact, and I'm gonna let y'all go after this one though. I think you guys, well, not Seb, I'm not sure how you feel about it, but I think you are wrong about Law. I think you are wrong about Law. I think Law is a conqueror. I think it's been confirmed. I think it's been confirmed, man. And when I look up, you know, I do this all day, man. You know, but when I read about Conqueror's Haki and how it's showed and illustrated in the show, like I told Seb last week, it's certain things when I look at it in the show, because I'm an anime watcher. I'm recently getting caught up on the manga. I'm current now, pretty much. But I've been going back reading a lot of things that I didn't read on panel. But like I said, I'm an animator. I watch anime, so like when I see that Red Lightning, when he changes back from a female to a man, and it affects everybody else in the room, I think my homeboy had sent y'all a super chat yesterday. And he was asking what type of hockey was that Law used. And I think y'all said it was armament hockey.
Yeah.
I completely disagree, man. I can't.
Mm.
One, we've never seen armament hockey used in that way to where it extends to others in that way. Like we've seen it as far as like Doflamingo made his little robe or his cloak armament. We've seen Vertigo go whole body, but we've never seen it to that illustration and what Law did on his ship and his submarine. On top of all the red, like I hate to just keep going back to the red lightning, but it's like that's been our biggest illustration of Conqueror's hockey since we've been introduced to it. So it was like and when the line he actually says before he does it, he says, "Fighting the emperors of the sea, I learned that that hockey can conquer devil fruits." And with armament hockey, we only see it conquer Logias. As far as the untangibility, if you use armament, you could touch a Logia, but we've never seen a armament user, stop a Paramecia, and none of that, let alone a conqueror. So I would have to assume when he's saying that he's talking about Conqueror's hockey. The emperors of the sea. That's the biggest thing about them is that they're all conqueror level beings. Yeah. I wouldn't think he was talking about their armament hockey. And then, like I said, go back to the red lightning. But go ahead.
So I think that's an amazing point out. I don't know how to. I hate saying the word combat, but I don't know how to prove that you're wrong when it comes to Law using his hockey to take his crew out of the woman disease as well. I can't say specifically that Law is a conqueror, and I think Sebastian agrees with me on that point as well, because he doesn't have conquerors like characteristics.
Yeah, there ain't nothing about Law that screams conqueror. Even that moment, do you think that, and my bad for cutting you off, Larry, but when Doflamingo was controlling Luffy with Parasite, and then he used Gear 4 to break out of it, do you think that was Conqueror's hockey he was using, or do you think he just used armament hockey with Gear 4? Because that's essentially the same thing. You know what I mean? A flex of hockey was able to break out of a controlling or changing your body. I mean, it's possible Luffy was losing Conqueror's hockey in that moment, but I don't think anybody thought that.
I'm kind of like 50-50. I'm like, well, with knowing like where he was at that state, I would think at least to some degree, like maybe I can't fully say for sure. I have to go in. Now that you asked me, I had to go look into it.
Put it this way, even if Luffy did leak Conqueror's hockey in that moment, because he was being controlled, and that's adamantly against everything Luffy stands for and is about and believes in, et cetera, right? That the basis of what happened wasn't only capable because he was using Conqueror's hockey. You get what I'm saying? At least not in my opinion. So if Law,
I can fully agree with y'all on as far as like when I look at, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry about that. But I can fully agree with y'all on the standpoint of when I look at Law, do I just get Conqueror? No, but like I asked you last week, Seb, some things it's hard to pass the eye test, man. It's like what do I call that? When I use the basis of the things I do know. See, even like Larry, like because I'm like that's why I kind of laugh because I could partway agree with Larry. It's like if somebody was to throw that argument at me, I wouldn't even and especially with me, if I wasn't a believer, right, that he was Conqueror. Using the illustration that we've been getting from Oda, I wouldn't know what to say to that. But like you said, I can agree with y'all when I look at Law and say, well, yeah, but I still, I can see where it's like, nah, he's not really a conqueror. But what's up with this? How do you explain? You know what I mean? So I do think some stuff be plotted in a way, a weird way. I hate to use that word. I hate to use plot, sometimes. But then go ahead,
I have
Larry,
an explanation. I have an explanation, but like you're probably not gonna like it.
Yeah.
All right, so again, this is where like hockey is probably the most complex but most simple power system in the show because it has so many subcategories of how it's supposed to be used. So the reason I say it's armament hockey is because through Rayleigh's explanation of armament Haki, he showed that the outward emission of the advanced form of armament Haki, you can just push things away or hit somebody without touching them, right?
Right.
So when we look at people like Virgo or like Pika, specifically during the Dressrosa arc, which was very in tune to Law and his progression to get stronger, these two characters happen to use full body Haki, which I always assumed was them coding themselves in armament Haki. Why? Because they don't have Conqueror's Haki, and observation Haki is through prediction and sight. So it has to be armament Haki. So if I can use armament Haki to coat my entire body, and I can use armament Haki in its advanced form to shoot out armament Haki, then what's to say that Law in his proficiency with Haki shows that he not only fully coated himself but didn't turn black, but he pushed out the armament Haki throughout his entire body and it affected everybody else.
It's the didn't turn black part.
Exactly. And we know that you don't always need to turn black when you use armament Haki already.
Yeah. Not always.
So that's what
Not
I'm
always.
saying. It's like Oda has literally littered this to the point where it's very hard to decide what's being used. But like, I guess we have to like fill in the placements through our other means of examples that were provided and make sense of it. And that's how I think about it. I think Law just used armament Haki and just Haki blast, but with armament. And that was like the first time we probably ever seen it. I just didn't notice it because you just said it. Like I didn't notice that everybody else turned from woman to a man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the effects took hold of everybody that was on the submarine. Yep, they turned everybody.
But, so my understanding, so to me, to me, even that part of it, I wouldn't even say that's Conqueror's Haki, right? Because if I remember correctly, the explanation that Doc Q had was that because the antibody had then been created from Law changing back, that the antibody then spread to everybody else. It wasn't like he Haki blasted and everybody changed. It was, okay, I created an antibody with my Haki, and now that antibody existed and started spreading to everybody else to change, like to combat the illness, right? Like maybe I'm misremembering that, but that was my understanding of what had happened. It wasn't like Law flexed his Conqueror's Haki and everybody changed back. You know what I'm saying? If that was the case, I'd be looking at it differently. But to me, I'm pretty sure Doc Q confirmed, like it was an antibody was created and that antibody then spread to everybody else, changing everybody back. Like the same way that they couldn't touch each other because they would turn was then, okay, now that we're next to each other and the antibody's here, everybody can change back.
It was kind of spreading through the same way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm getting from this is Blackbeard upscale, so keep going. It's making me feel good.
Hey, nah, man, that's my boy, man. I love Blackbeard, man. I thought he's been I hate to say it, but I thought he's been a good guy from the jump. My friends rap me for it all the time.
A good guy. Okay.
Yeah, man, look, hey, I love villains. I'm a villain guy. Venom's one of my favorite superheroes.
Okay. Enfahmus. That was a cool conversation, though, man. And I like that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, for sure. Hey, real quick, I'm still finishing up that ReggieJ theory in relation to Blackbeard. I'm still cooking it up, man. I've been writing up a lot of stuff at the same time. My man just finishing up his tree theory, so we getting it together, bro. I just wanted to let you know that.
Okay. All right, man. Listen, if y'all can come through with the visuals.
Oh man, a little prop,
little presentation, man. A little PowerPoint, Google Slides, something.
Hey, if I can, man, I will. I got you.
All right, man. Enfahmus.
All right, man. Y'all have a good night, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
you too, man. Take care.
Yes, sir. All right, brother.
All right. We got to wrap soon, but we do have a couple callers we need to get to. I know, what's my man's name?
Bro had me thinking about armament Haki in a different way, bro.
Yeah, bro. I
gotta look back now because I gotta make sure like he ain't just armament Haki burst, bro. That's hard, bro.
Listen,
now making me think like how many other people could do this? Like, could Virgo and he could do this, and we just didn't get to see it in this? Like, what? Maybe. I never even thought about it like that.
Maybe
is this not mind blowing you?
No, but I that was my understanding of what had happened when it happened.
I gotta look at that again.
But yo, we got JD Cervantes in here. So Jake, hit us, man. We do gotta go rapid fire because I do got a hard stop in like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. What's up, guys? I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Just I guess right off the bat, I wanted to say I have 3 questions that I wanted to ask. One of them is, do you guys think Loki is near Rox's level for killing Harold?
No. Not even close.
Not even well, not at his level, but maybe steps below. Even below Whitebeard.
No.
A little bit, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie,
Sebastian,
man.
You guys have to look at the last chapter and see how the brand literally was affected, and he bodied him without Harold even using Conqueror's Haki to block like he was using against Shanks and Gabon.
Okay, that is true. I did want to ask you, Larry, because in the last episode you were saying that people were looking at sort of that interaction like at a surface level, and I wanted to ask, like, what do you really by that? Is it just that the fact that Harold didn't use Conqueror's Haki to block it, just like Rox did, or maybe like something else?
Yeah, absolutely. So like he put his whole guard down just so Loki can do what he did. If Loki had to punch through Harold and Harold had his Conqueror's Haki up like he did against Shanks and Gabon, he wouldn't have done that attack and did any damage to the point where he would finish him.
But you don't think that the the immortality boost that he got from Emu had any like effect? Because I think Loki would have to be strong enough to even overcome that part of Harold. He was to kill him.
Well,
so
Loki
you don't think that? Sorry, go ahead.
Loki just needed to use enough Conqueror's Haki in order to kill Harold himself, right? And since Harold wasn't having his Conqueror's Haki up, all Loki had to do was generate enough Conqueror's Haki and empower into the strike, and it was always going to obliterate Harold completely. It's the same thing we've seen in... Did you watch film Red?
I did.
All right. Do you remember when Shanks and crew were like fighting off regular human beings and they were getting beat to a pulp by the human beings because if they used any of their Haki, it would have just like broke their hands or something like that. So they were getting damaged, like they were getting bruised up. It's the same effect with like Sanji when he was fighting Black Maria, where he wouldn't throw up any type of armament because if it did, it would hurt her hand. So he was getting pummeled to where he was bleeding a lot. It's the same effect, but for Loki and Harold. Harold literally just said, like, just tee off on me.
And my bad. I would agree with all that. I actually do basically wholeheartedly agree with all that. I think what's lost in translation is just that how strong the attack still was in general. Whether Harold was a defending or not, to me, what was generated power-wise from Loki is still up there with what I saw from Rox when Rox was pirating. I disagree then, man. I just do. Like,
yeah, you're literally you're overwhelmingly wrong.
Okay.
Overwhelmingly wrong. There's no way.
Okay.
Wait, could you say that again, Sebastian?
I'm saying that the power generated from the attack that Loki did was still comparable to what I saw from Rox when he was alive and fighting.
So do you think Loki would be able to just be as strong as, getting rid of half of the God Valley? The same as Rox did?
That version of, what's his face? Oh, you mean like when he clashed with Whitebeard? Like which moment are you talking about?
In God Valley, when Rox sort of like, I guess it was when he clashed with Garland, like split God Valley in half. Do you think Loki could do that then?
Probably, yeah. I mean, look at what Ragnir's doing, bro. Like he's summoning.
Well, Larry did have a point where
lightning strikes. No, even the attack he did while chained up with the Sea Stone before the flashback happened. Like it's summoning lightning strikes that are big enough to set the Atom Tree aflame. Like Loki's doing a lot, bro. Like I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Like the guy's strong as hell.
Okay, I do understand that. That also leads me to my second question, real quick.
Hold on, before you move on to the second question, I just want to say something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rox, at the beginning of his pirating career, literally destroyed a gate of justice. Like, destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Loki goes up to a gate of justice and he destroys it, fine, right? That's cool. You could think that he can do that as well. Guess what? Rox got stronger after that 14 years later.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's incomparable that these two dudes, when they fight, that Rox would lose. Because I know Harold, if he fought Loki, he would not lose. He could clash with Loki and then he'd overpower him because Harold was that much stronger.
Do we know that?
I mean, the proof is in the pudding, bro. Go back to God Valley and read it again.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the feats.
Wait, are you saying that if Rox would clash with Loki, then Rox would still win?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No,
I think sometimes people be like, yo, there's a lot of special effects happening right now, yo. This must be stronger.
No,
put it this way.
The statement was that
they would draw him,
Harold
like,
would.
hold
on. The statement was that Harold would overpower and defeat Loki right now. Harold, no buffs, like Harold, regular Harold could fight and defeat the Loki that has whatever this fruit is and Ragnir and his base Conqueror's Haki capabilities, which
absolutely
you can agree or disagree, but I don't know. I don't know that.
Put it this way. Loki just tried to clash with Ragnir and Ragnir outbeat him.
Ragnir destroyed his weapon and then subdued.
Guess what? Harold wouldn't even need to touch Ragnir in order to push it back because he has advanced Conqueror's coding. Loki didn't. That already explains that Loki isn't stronger hockey-wise.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Loki at this point is just using the same type of hockey that Yamato is.
Okay, so what do we account for the 8+ years Loki gets to get stronger after this point?
Of course, you can give him that. He still doesn't win.
Okay.
Because he got beat by Shanks.
Okay.
Well, I still agree with Seb in terms of that question. We don't know how that fight necessarily.
Yep.
Because I do think that has some, like, it's a variable in that fight. The same thing how Blackbeard was able to scar Shanks. We don't necessarily know how that fight happened, but it happened. This was the outcome. And even Larry makes a point where Blackbeard doesn't have the Conqueror's Haki really, like, at all. So it's really, and at least from my point of view, it's kind of hard to envision Blackbeard clashing with Shanks to see how that scar would happen. So maybe it's a similar variable to where Shanks was able to imprison Loki. Maybe there's an external variable that happened. But yeah, I just wanted to get to the second question. With that in mind about Loki having Ragnir, I started thinking, I don't know if you guys maybe heard of a theory like this. I just came up with this on my, I don't know if it's out there. I had a theory that what if the key against Emu's power is a combination of Devil Fruit power and Haki?
Well, a lot of people have been theorizing that Luffy and Blackbeard will team up, so that would be a similar thought process, or do you have a different element that you're utilizing here when you're saying this?
It's sort of different where, I guess in a way where when Roger and Garp were at God Valley and fighting against Rox, they used Critical Mass Haki. From my point of view, it didn't look like they really killed Rox, as you know, he was still alive. I thought, well, it was Garland who killed him, and I was thinking that maybe he used a combination of that sword. That sword might have had the Devil Fruit that Shamrock had. He could have used that sword combined with Haki to kill Rox, even though he was still under Emu's control, which would be a combination of both Devil Fruit and Conquerors, or maybe just Haki in general. and then that would also be sort of a way for Luffy to fight against, using both the Gum fruit and his Haki to fight against, which would also be sort of similar to what Joypoi could have used against Imu, and what I think Loki terrible right now, if he was still under the control of Imu, using both the Devil Fruit power of Ragnir and his own Conqueror Haki to kill Harold. I wonder. Is that like a possibility, or am I bugging?
No, it's a possibility. I just don't know if I'm subscribing
because
to it.
from what I'm seeing from the story, it's like I still think about what Kaido said to me, right? When it was like devil fruits aren't really important at this high up in the game, where Haki above all. So if this was a possibility, that would it would be a way to bring devil fruits back in. That was just my train of thought.
Okay. What's the third question? I gotta progress through this, bro. I ain't gonna lie, Jake.
The third question. Sorry. The third question was sort of a if they get to the end and if they defeat Celestial Dragon, Blackbeard's there and Luffy's there. Would Luffy stop Blackbeard from killing all Celestial Dragons? If the question.
Yes.
Is that okay? I don't think he would really care.
Well, it's more so it wouldn't be the Celestial Dragons that he's defending. It would just be Blackbeard he's trying to scrap on, like swing on. They would just be in the way, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't see him, like I don't, even if Blackbeard was actively like crucifying Celestial Dragons, I don't see Luffy just being okay with that, one, and two, he's gonna be like, yo, I'm fighting this guy, period. Like I don't care about nothing else, like I'm swinging on this dude. So it's like,
just throwing hands for you.
It's one of those, like, him being there and fighting might end up saving some Celestial Dragons' lives inadvertently. And if he is actively like crucifying some Celestial Dragons, I don't think Luffy's just gonna be like, yeah, cool, it doesn't matter to me. So
yeah, it's like on site. Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but yeah. But yeah, those were questions.
Hey man, is it Jake or is it JD? Like, which do you prefer?
On YouTube, I am JD Cervantes, but here on Discord, I am Jake. Okay. You can just call me Jake. That's fine. That's
okay. All right. Well, Jake.
Yeah,
man,
thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and thank you. You donate all the time, so we appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, Jake.
Yeah, of course, man. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I've been sticking with y'all, man. You guys are my crew too. So my brother follows JD Legend, following you guys.
Nice.
We just banter about One Piece. By the way, shout out Broker, because in the lobby dropping Japanese history lore, and it's like the best.
Broker's a legend, man. Truly.
Yeah, man. All right, man. I'll let y'all go. Peace, dog.
Yeah, man. Have a good night. All right. Damn, we got 2 more callers with guaranteed spots. Larry said he got a dip, so I'm gonna lock in. Mario, it's rapid fire. I know it's early for you, bruh. You always coming in here so late. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, bro.
Make it quick.
Alright. I'll ask something simple. I'll leave my theory for like next time or something. Alright, so like we know Blackblade exists, right? Like the Yoru, the Shusui. I think the Blackbeard is only usable by the original maker. And by original makers, I mean the one who created them. Like, let's just say if Ryuma created Blackbeard, Blackblade, the Shusui, only he can use it. No one can, because we know Zoro got Shusui for like a while, right? And from what we've seen from that, Shusui's performance is kind of mid compared to Emma, right? Because Emma was able to draw out his Haki, also, and Shunsui wasn't able to, despite being a Blackblade. And I think that the problem is because Shunsui was not blackened by Zoro. That's why he can't use it to like the maximum extent. Because we know because from what I assume, the Blackbeard is black into like countless fights, and you just how do you say, infuse armor to a point where it permanently stays on the blade. So like it recognizes it to be yours. That's why you can't use it if you didn't blacken the blade yourself. That's why like Zoro wasn't able to like use Shusui the same way he used Emma. Even if like that's why it's so exclusive, and like even if you get it, you won't be able to use it. So it makes it special for some.
I would like that. I would like that a lot. You know, it would explain why there was no real major. Yeah, it would explain why there was no real major upgrade for Zoro, as far as Haki wise or anything when he was utilizing Shishui, and there was that change when he was using Enma. So I would like that. Also, it would make that anything that Mihawk's doing with Yoru elevate even further. You know what I mean? So I like that a lot.
Yeah. And it would make it more exclusive. So like because like we know Blackbeard is so special, right? Like the only Blackbeard we have officially seen is Shusui and Yoru. And only only Shusui is confirmed to be blackened by Ryuma. And he was able to slay a dragon. We don't know how strong that was, but probably something crazy. And he was able to defend Wano for years from pirates, marines, and like whoever wants to like go there for the City of Goals, if I remember correctly. So that would be an extremely awesome feat, or like it just makes Ryuma more how to say more of a legendary character because like he himself blacked in the blade. We don't know how, but he did it, you know, and no one else did. Even as crazy as Zoro Haki is right now, Conqueror's coding, he still haven't blackened his blade. And even someone like Roger, someone like Shanks, like they're all strong in Haki. Their their blades are not black, right? So like it just makes it feel more exclusive.
Yeah,
and it just adds up more mystery to that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Mario, appreciate the take. Appreciate the call in, man. I know it's early for you. You say you just woke up, right?
Yeah, it's like 9:40 because like I slept at like 5, thinking I'll wake up in an hour to catch the live. But I guess I wasn't. Now it's like almost 10 o'clock, bro.
Yeah, man. Right, Mario. Tune in. Are you gonna come tomorrow for the what do you call it? The bingo stream, bro? Or is it too early for you? I don't know if it's too early. If it's too early, hit me with your okay.
Don't worry. I'll make it because like I got like 2 days of off days, so I'm not working for 2 days. I'll be able to join.
Okay. Make sure you come with your predictions. All
Definitely.
right. All right. All right. Have a good one.
Have a good night, y'all.
Bye. All right, and then last but not least, it's gonna be Rell Gotti, man. Rell, talk to me.
What's going on, man? I just came in, want to damn holler at you real quick, let you know we were right again over here in this camp. We've been on this hill for feel like 6 months about Loki and the hammer having a devil fruit. And now we finally here.
Try to tell him.
Yeah, I tried to tell him.
Try to tell him.
I'm not gonna dig into the Fenrir thing because I talked on that a lot last time that I called in, but I do want to bring something curious that keep making me scratch my head. Everybody's determined to say that this is a hammer that ate the Ragnir fruit, right?
Something like that.
Ratataskar fruit, I think. It's Ratataskar.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that it's the opposite. I'm thinking that it's a squirrel that ate the Mjolnir fruit. For the simple fact of, we do not see this hammer ever go into squirrel form until after Loki has exhausted all of his power. Like that, like about how we see Chopper, he goes in the monster point, but once all his energy is depleted, or once he can't maintain that form anymore, he goes, you know what I'm saying, back into his base form. What if it's some type of situation like that?
That would be interesting. I might like that better, honestly. I'm trying to figure out how. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, devil fruit's hard to find, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do squirrels and chipmunks eat? Acorn, nuts, fruits.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be real easy for a squirrel to come across a devil fruit like how Chopper came across the human fruit and just fuck around and eat it. Mess around and eat it. My bad.
No, I like that. And it's got me thinking too that if that's the case, could Chopper then interact with this squirrel and communicate? Like communicate with Ragnir. You know what I mean? Like just kind of talk to it. That would be pretty cool. You know? Because right now it's just doing a little chirping and whatever. But if Chopper can straight up converse with the fruit or the squirrel inside the fruit, you know, I'd like that.
Like a lot of people saying that it went into the squirrel form to try to communicate with Loki. But I feel like, no, Loki not only exhausted its power and it transformed into its original form, but I feel as though through showing his strength, that squirrel was like, okay, he worthy. Let me go ahead and give him the devil fruit. Like, I think it was a trust build thing that went on through that fight. But something deep down just is telling me that hammer is more squirrel than what it was hammer before it ate that devil fruit.
I'm with it.
Just something to start New Year off a little head scratcher.
Okay. Hey man, Rell, I do got a hard stop here, but appreciate your patience. I know you were in and out for a little bit there, and I honestly, nobody has said it in this way. So now it's got me thinking, you're probably right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey man, I enjoy every time y'all let me come up here and talk, man. I appreciate y'all for letting me get my theories out, because like, you know, trying to build your YouTube page and your Twitch and stuff, a lot of people don't hear my theories and know that I came up with things, but by y'all letting me come up here and speak, I know it's out there. So I really do appreciate y'all with helping me with getting my voice out there. So
yeah, man. Yo, if anything, if you want to plug your channel right now, by all means, man, do what you got to do.
Oh, well, YouTube, you can check me out at ReggieJ on YouTube. I know some of the videos might be a little bit poor, but just bear with me a little bit. The theories are A1. I love to cook in the kitchen. That's all I can say.
Hey, man, the One Piece community love to eat. So if you keep putting them out, they'll keep coming, man. Trust me.
Already, man. You have a blessed night, man.
Yeah, man, you too. All right, y'all. That's it for the call-in stream. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I have a couple of super chats I gotta read. I do gotta get out of here pretty soon. Sorry. We had a couple missed super chats from earlier. Sorry about that, guys. We got 5 from Villain. It says, Emu, I gave you immortality. One Piece fans, I don't think they have immortality. Hashtag educate yourselves. Hashtag best book club. Hashtag leakage mentality. Y'all too funny, man. Another 1 month at Nakama status from T-Raw. Law got Conqueror's Haki, Shamrock over Shanks, and Foxy versus Buggy. No, Law doesn't have Conqueror's Haki. No, Shamrock is not over Shanks. And I would have Foxy head up versus Buggy, personally. I got 5 from Diamond Life. It says, put me in, coach. We tried to get you in here, Diamond. You hit me. You said you were having some connectivity issues, so sorry, man. Next time. Another 5 from ReggieJ. Training for these legends would equal to them having a winter packet to do for winter break. Laughing emoji. Hashtag leakage. Hashtag Zoro real Nika. Goats. PS. Law secretly loves Naruto. He definitely doesn't, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Another 5 from ReggieJ. Damn, Law got no conquerors. Crying emoji. Shaking my head. Learn something every day. And facts, Larry Haki seems like Braille to some fans, yo. Another 2 from ReggieJ. Name 2 to 3 of your favorite office scenes / moments. Oh, man. One of my favorite all-time ones is when Michael didn't pay for the kids' college tuition. He had lied and said he was going to pay for that. That was when I knew, like, the show was hilarious, for real. The snowball fight was a good one. Dwight throwing Jim's phone was another really good one. Jim and Pam trying to have sex in the office was another really good one. Office is legendary, man. It really is. There's so many great moments in the office. Now you just got me thinking of a bunch, but and another 5 from ReggieJ. That caller was talking about Ryuma made the twins night. Laughing and crying emoji hashtag leakage. Yeah. Oh man, he ain't lying, bro. He is not lying. But anyway, guys, that's it for the call-in streams. If you guys haven't already, please like the stream. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys for sticking with us. If you guys want to participate in these, become a warlord or higher tiered member on the Discord, or wait until somebody donates your way in. I'm sorry for those of y'all that got donated in but weren't able to have a call in. The only guaranteed spot is going to be to the warlords and higher. Really do appreciate all of you guys who donated and stuck around and spat your theories. Had a lot of fun today. I thought we had a lot of interesting conversation and talks. Sorry for crashing out a little bit. And for those of y'all that want to participate in the bingo stream tomorrow, we're going to be doing live the One Piece, the TOPT official bingo card. We're going to get all the Yonkos together to basically put a bingo card together, together with me and probably Larry. I don't know if he'll be able to make it tomorrow. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Come with your predictions. Come ready to predict some things. We're going to put an official TOPT Discord bingo card together. I'm going to use a randomizer, so it'll be fair for everyone. Because if your prediction is correct, if you land a prediction on the board and it's correct, you're going to be getting 25,000 experience points. And if we do hit bingo and one of your bingo slots was correct, you'll be getting an additional 75,000 experience points in the Discord. Should be a lot of fun, so come with as many predictions as you can. If you can't make it and you are a Yonko, send me your predictions on for 2026 in the manga via Discord DM. I already got a couple from some people, but it should be a lot of fun. Tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, that's it for me, everybody. Have a nice night and have a great